fans, and welcome to another installment of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. I'm Cameron Stewart. Alongside me is Henrique Demore. It's the Brewster Whitecaps, defending champions of the Cape Cod League, who will come in to visit Spillane for the first time this year and get their first crack at the Gatemen, who come off a loss last night in Orleans, 10-3, the final, after the Firebirds scored the final 7 runs of the game. It's Easton Lucas who will get the start tonight for the Gatemen, and we're just about ready to go. The lefty will face off against the Whitecap third baseman Austin Lively to get things started on a cold, rainy Saturday evening from Spillane Field in Wareham, Massachusetts.
Yeah, tough loss yesterday for the Gatemen. We mentioned it on the pregame show. It should be up shortly. The strike is delivered on the inside corner to the lefty, Lively. This is the first time all year that the Gatemen are facing a 2-game losing streak.
Certainly uncharted territory for the Gatemen as this one misses outside for a ball. Count evens at 1-1. 1-1 is going to miss up high to the left. Lively, who's hitting an even 300 on the year in the Cape, 6 for 20, 2 doubles and 2 RBI to his name. And this one is going to come inside, and Lively's trying to sell that it hit him in the left elbow, but the umpire not buying it. He's going to keep him at home plate here. And we can't tell if he's saying that he did not make an attempt to get out of the way or that it didn't hit him at all. But right now, Lively will have to stay at the plate. The explanation is given to the Brewster dugout. We're ready to play ball. Austin Lively still shaking his head, not happy to still be at the plate.
Not happy at all. You saw head coach Jamie Shevik for the Whitecaps go out there and argue his case, but we're playing on 2-2.
This one's going to miss outside for ball 3, so count full at 3-2. So Henrique, did they say he offered at that? Because it went down as a strike.
I guess that's what they're saying.
Didn't look from our vantage point.
Yeah,
maybe that he leaned into it, but I didn't think he offered. He's going to bounce this one to second. First play of the day for Sahid Valenzuela, and he will make it over at first base, and there's one gone. So Lively, who thought he was going to reach base, ends up bouncing out to second for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, a bit of a starting the day off with a little bit of controversy as the righty center fielder steps in from the University of Central Florida. But you'll take it if you're a Gatemen fan. And coming into today, the Whitecaps not with the most vaunted offense. Their pitching staff coming into today with a second worst in the league, 4.54 ERA. But as far as the batting average goes, run produced, they all in the bottom 5 in pretty much every category. Got a walk-off win against a very good Katuitt team yesterday. We're down 4-3 headed into the bottom of the 9th. Scratched across 2 runs after the pitch comes in. It's a wave and a miss after something that I know is near and dear. Well, maybe not near and dear. Near, definitely, to Red Sox fans after the Katuitt second baseman, Corey Wood. He bucknered a ball to allow Brewster to start a rally in the bottom of the 9th, and was all downhill from there. They moved to 3-6-1 on the year.
Certainly not a great start, not one the defending champs expected. Obviously no real turnover from a Cape League season, totally different team. Count is 1-2 to Ray Alejo, the center fielder. Stands in batting second tonight. Lucas is 1-2 home, cut on and missed. Ball is in the dirt. Millis will throw down to first to complete the strikeout, which as always is brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. So 2 up and 2 down here in the first inning, ahead of Mike Massey, who, if you talk to anyone on this Brewster side, will tell you is the best Whitecaps hitter on the year, although he does not lead the team in any major offensive category. He's going to swing at the first pitch and pop it up foul out of play behind us. Has had a solid year, though, a 4.44 average for a guy that has been playing every day. And that actually ranks second on the team. Hard to believe, but he's challenging Austin Shenton for the early batting title as this one will fall down low and away to Massey. Count is even at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, it's funny. I was looking to see last night when I was looking at the numbers for the Whitecaps, swing and a miss at that one. Good breaking ball out of the hand of Easton Lucas. To see, because Shenton, I mean, he's regressed to the mean a little bit, to see if anyone has, caught him at all. And Massey was the only one that was there, and I thought, well, that's cool. We get to see Brewster tonight, so get to see him. Another swing and a miss.
And this will complete another strikeout when Millis goes down to first to end the inning. Always brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. Easton Lucas sets him down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Wareham getting their first cuts when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Shop from home year-round on Gatemen.org. Customize your Gatemen gear from any device, anywhere. We offer a large selection of apparel and unique gifts 24/7, 365. Hard to find sizes, colors, and styles. Youth Clinic registration is also available. Visit us today and remember us for holiday gifts at Gatemen.org. Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
Mezzaluna is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serves Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
A tough luck there for Idens. But he's retired now, and Valenzuela the batter.
It is Zahid Valenzuela from Cal State Fullerton who puts a charge into the first pitch he sees, and looking up, and this one is going to clear the wall. It's a home run. Sahid Valenzuela, in just his second game as a member of the Gatemen, goes yard, and it's 1-0 Wareham here in the bottom of the first.
How about that? The kid has drawn a lot of comparisons to someone like Jose Altuve. Was a contact hitting second baseman, with not a lot of power, single-digit home runs his entire career. At Cal State Fullerton, a heck of an offensive presence, even better on the defensive front. But how about that, jumping on the first pitch, making the #1 SEC draft prospect pay from the Big West. Cal State Fullerton saying, all right, I see you, SEC. He takes Thompson deep, 1-0 Gatemen. I love it.
And of course, that home run, another scholarship is given to the Gatemen Youth Clinic, donated by Eastern Propane and Oil, the official home run sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. So Sahid Valenzuela, that was no dump shot over the left field wall there. That was an absolute rocket that found its way over. We're used to seeing it from this guy at the plate right now, Andrew Vaughn, first baseman, who is ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Vaughn, along with Bryson Stott and Mason Fioli, honored before the game today as they embark on their Team USA duties tomorrow and will leave the Gatemen. This one's fouled off to the right, and it was given chase there by Hunter Bishop, the right fielder, but it's out of play. We apologize to all of you listening right now. We are experiencing some technical difficulties. Just audio right now, but we are working to get that stream back up. 2-1 is the count to Vaughn. Sorry, Henrique.
No, you're good. I was just going to recap in case you're tuning in here.
This one is going to be grounded past the outstretched third baseman, and it's got to be the shortstop, Eden, who will come over to make the play, and a strong throw across the diamond gets Andrew Vaughn there for out number 2.
Really impressive play there from Eden. The third baseman laid out, it got under his glove, and we saw the Firebirds miscommunicate on a similar play yesterday, but Eden did not give up on it. He played that as if he was going to get it the entire time. That's sometimes what you got to do. You can't rely on your third baseman to make that diving stop, pop up, and get his momentum going. But Eden, he said, okay, if he makes it, great, but I'm going to act like this is my ball to play. And so he was ready for it, and he made a heck of a throw across the diamond to get Vaughn.
First pitch to Bryant Packard is going to be down low for ball 1. He is a guy who's looking to keep the rhythm going from last night. He reached base 3 times, a walk, a double, and a triple for the Gatemen left fielder as he takes that pitch down low once again as well. 2-0 is the count. Packard is also the only man on this Gatemen team to have more walks than strikeouts this year.
You like that?
Certainly do, as this one catches the outside corner for a called strike. We've seen him have a patient eye at the plate all year, and certainly paying off in the stats on that one. 2-1 home. Nearly the same spot, but this time just a bit low, a little below the knees of Packard. So the count runs to 3 balls and a strike. 1-0 Gatemen here in the first inning, off a solo shot by Sahid Valenzuela that just cleared the left field wall in front of the Brewster bullpen. 3-1 off speed, and that was the changeup featured by Thompson. Packard was expecting the fastball, swung right through it, so our count is full here at 3-2. 3-2, going to miss down low and add another walk to that total for Bryant Packard. He will trot down to first base on a free pass.
We've talked about how Packard, even in that cleanup spot, we've seen him sometimes, basically anywhere from 4 through 6, but usually we see him in the 4 spot. And we've seen how his numbers have fluctuated just from a more average RBI power standpoint. But the walks, like you said, it's not a stat you look at as often. But he's managed to get on base at a really consistent clip, and that's why he's found himself in the lineup card day after day. And with Vaughn and Stott, the 2 guys batting in front of and behind him departing, he's going to be a mainstay, kind of whether he wants to or not.
Certainly starting to turn his fortunes in the last game plus. First pitch is going to be down the middle for a called strike to Bryson Stott. Gateman shortstop, as I mentioned, also one of those guys honored today. All 3 got a pretty nice Axis bat. Team USA colors, had their name engraved on it.
No, those were sweet. I was a big fan of those. I want one of those.
I had to stay out of the press box when they were here. I was far too tempted. Last pitch missed down low, so count evens at 1-1. Certainly a nice gift to send them off. Also 3 more guys for the Gatemen who were invited to the team this summer will head off to Team USA. But all 3 will not be able to join the team at all as they are in the College World Series. Dominic Fletcher, Matt Cronin, and Josh Jung. First two from Arkansas and Jung from Texas Tech. 2-1 is the count to the lefty Stott, who will be late on this offering and will foul it off.
You can keep that foul
and
ball.
count evens at 2-2.
Glenn Hannington and his daughter Tevis.
Brewster coming in today with the #2 defense in the Cape League. Just 9 errors all year. The only defense better than them, though, are these Wareham Gatemen.
Two teams who play very well in the field on a rainy day like today. Two lefties starting. This could be a low-scoring one, although the Gatemen have broken with one here in the first. Last pitch missed low and away, so the count is full with 2 outs and a man on first for Wareham. The man is Bryant Packard. Thompson looks in, the payoff pitch outside, but a feeble swing by Bryson Stott has him go down swinging. We're through a full inning here from Spillane. The Gatemen put one on in the first, and it's 1-0 the score here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod, so even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. Stores located in Falmouth, Mashpee, Woods Hole, Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven. From beach day to every day, Soft as a Grape has you covered.
Whatever your goals may be, Joe Crespi and the Merrill Lynch of Taunton will work with you to develop a customized financial strategy designed to help you pursue what's important to you. Managing your wealth and listening to you is their top priority. Folks, after the game, be sure to visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The Cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
We are back here for the top of the second inning. We apologize for any technical difficulties we had in the first. Everything seems to be sorted out now here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. So we welcome you in. I'm Cameron Stewart. Alongside me is Henrique Demore. I'm not Henrique Demore.
You wish.
I almost said that. We'll go with that. Anyway, 1-0 is the score. Sahid Valenzuela delivering a solo homer in the Gatemen half of the first inning. That's where we stand right now after a 1-2-3 top of the first, delivered by Easton Lucas. He will deal with Connor Graham, the designated hitter from Xavier, who has been one of the big hitters for the Whitecaps this year. He's the team leader in RBI. He's going to ground the first pitch down to Bryson Stott at short. A couple steps over, throws across his body, and completes out number 1.
Now
It's
batting,
4-5-6.
from Arizona
Expected
State,
this inning for the Whitecaps. Now Hunter Bishop, their right fielder, will step in. Bat from the left-hand side. Bishop is a sophomore at Arizona State from San Carlos, California. Comes in hitting 167 on the Cape League season, 5 for 30. 1 out, nobody on. First pitch to him is going to be down low for ball 1. Does have 3 RBI this season, though, but has struck out 15 times for Brewster. 1-0, catches the outside corner for a called strike. Count now stands at 1-1. Did only hit .250 on the year for the Sun Devils. So trying to work on the average from the spring coming into the summer. 1-1. Catches the outside corner once again for a called strike, and he's behind in the count 1-2.
Emphatic strike calls we're going to get all day from the home plate umpire as well, seems like.
1-2 is going to be skied to the right side. It's Valenzuela on the infield calling off Andrew Vaughn, and it will come down, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
The catcher from Michigan.
2 up and 2 down
Joe Donovan.
for the Gatemen and Easton Lucas in this inning in front of Joe Donovan, the catcher.
Lucas working pretty well so far. He has a pair of strikeouts, but he's found a way to get outs in other ways as well. Originally from Simi Valley, California.
Donovan coming off a nice night last night. Although he made an out in his last plate appearance, it was a sacrifice fly that was the walk-off variety for the Whitecaps, boosting their record to 3-6-1 on the year. First pitch is up high. It's back-to-back basement dwellers for the Gatemen from the Eastern Division. Brewster and Orleans are both vying for that spot, if you can call it that, as this one's going to be pop foul and out of play. And it wasn't a good start to that double-header, if you will. Gatemen losing to the Firebirds last night 10-3 down in Eldridge Park in Orleans.
Yeah, that Orleans team is an interesting one because they had a few call-ups from Vanderbilt that just arrived. The most notable one that we saw was J.J. Blade, who, had he not been tagged out trying to stretch a double into a triple on what was a bang-bang play on a beautiful defensive relay from Wareham, would have been a home run shy of the cycle on a 4-for-5 day. He was absolutely awesome. But they have three guys in that lineup who can really rake. Logan Wright as well. James Free, we talked about it. And Orleans, I mean, they put up a 10 spot against the Gatemen last time and this time as well. So they've got some guys. They've got some sluggers on that team. I think they just need to figure it out. I think Orleans, you could see them start to creep up to the top of the East.
This one is driven to center, moving Skylar Hunter back, and he will get under it for the out that retires the side. 2 in the books for Easton Lucas. He's set all 6 batters he's faced down, and it's 1-0 Gatemen as we head to the bottom of the second here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
Get Gatemen gear. Check out the latest styles and colors of your favorite Gatemen apparel. Also in stock, a large selection of Cape League items, including tickets to the All-Star Game. Test your pitching speed and pick up a souvenir ball, all at our merchandise booth.
Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver. Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver.
Here for the bottom of the second from Spillane Field in Wareham. 1-0 is our score here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. It's been a great start for Easton Lucas for Wareham. Has set all 6 batters he's faced down. And trying to get things kick-started in the second after scoring a run in the first is Parker Phillips for the Gatemen. He's had his struggles this year, but finds his way into the lineup today as the designated hitter. No Lyle Lockhart, who was in that position last night. And no Austin Shenton today, getting his first day off of the year.
Ryan Kreidler back in the lineup at third base, like you said. He's a guy who got off to a really good start as well in the game against Hyannis. Absolutely lit it up. UCLA Bruins have a knack for starting their Cape League seasons off really, really hot. Whether it be Kreidler, Garcia, Idens as well.
There's certainly been a Westwood feel here in Wareham the last week. Phillips swung through that last pitch, evens the count at 1-1, and then takes this one just on the outside corner for a called strike 2. And obviously we've talked about it a few times in our pre- and post-game shows how key those UCLA guys will be once the Team USA players start leaving tomorrow. They seem to have filled in their roles incredibly well here in their first week with the team.
Yeah, so far so good, as they say. They've slotted in nicely in their respective spots in the lineups. Idens has done a lot of damage from the leadoff spot, provided some power as well. Some of the doubles that he's hit have been just mere feet from clearing the fence. So he's a guy who can do it all. Kreidler's produced offensively, and defensively they've been nothing but solid.
This one's going to be popped up to the right side. And a chase there from the first baseman, Chris Wright, but it will get out of play, so the count stands at 2-2. Phillips this year, as I mentioned, has been a struggle, just 190 in his 8 games, 4 for 21. A man who will be in the Collegiate Home Run Derby next week. He swings through this pitch, and it's down for strike 3. So Phillips' struggles continue, and he goes down swinging for the first out here at the bottom of the second.
The third baseman from UCLA, number 5.
One of those UCLA guys will stride up to the plate right now. Ryan Kreidler, as Enrique mentioned, is playing third base today in Austin Shenton's place. Try to get things going for Wareham. 1 out, nobody on base. Kreidler's going to bounce this one to third, but once again it will fall to the shortstop, Eden. A jump throw across the diamond is in time to get him. What a play there once again from Cameron Eden for out number 2.
You're telling me, my goodness, that was a highlight reel play there from Eden. Couple of nifty plays in that one. Really, really impressive as he, like you said, a jump throw because his momentum was taking him the exact opposite way. It was a bang-bang play, but very clearly out. Right call made by the first base umpire. Now Drew Millis trying to get something going against a stifling Brewster defense.
It was another one of those plays in the hole at short that Austin Lively deferred to his shortstop Cameron Eden, and both times it has worked out for the Whitecaps. First pitch missing inside to Millis. Count stands at 1-0. This one going to miss in there as well. So Millis ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. And it's been a platoon for him and Luke Roscom at catcher this year for the Gatemen. Have practically been switching off every other night. Saw Roscom behind the plate last night. And Millis tonight, a hot rocket to third. And this time Austin Lively can't defer to anyone and makes the catch himself. And that's how the bottom of the second will end. 1-0 Gatemen here on the Gatemen Baseball Network as we head to the third.
The 2018 Cape League All-Star Game will be played at White House Field in Harwich Sunday, July 22nd. Game time is 6 p.m., gates open at 2. One highlight will be the Cumberland Farms home run hitting contest. There will also be an autograph session and a large merchandise village with items from many of the teams. Support the Gatemen in part by purchasing your ticket right now at the merchandise booth. Tickets are just $5.
Head on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located just off Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the scrumptious fare or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. The Gatemen thank BB's Bar and Grill for their support.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
To the third inning. It's been a great start for Easton Lucas as he has faced the minimum. 6 up and 6 down as we head to the third. So it will be 7, 8, 9. Dominic Canzoni, Cameron Eden, and Chris Wright expected for the Whitecaps. 1-0 is the score. Sahid Valenzuela is the man who delivered that one run, a solo homer back in the first. And everything has been going so far for Easton Lucas today, Enrique.
Yeah, it really has. He's been working all his pitches really nicely. He's not a power pitcher, but his breaking balls have been located well. And a firm fastball well located. It doesn't matter sometimes how hard you throw it if you leave hitters guessing as to your location. Pretty good location and pretty good communication, I should say. It seems like so far from Drew Millis behind the plate as well. Even Ryan Garcia, when we talked to him, I forget if it was during the in-game interview or the post-game player of the game interview yesterday, but he talked about how part of the reason he had such a successful day was the pitch calling behind the plate. And part of that is Luke Roscom, who caught yesterday. Part of that is also Don Snedden and Jim Lawler in the dugout firing the signals over to Roscom. But it is a multi-pronged approach. But to get back to your initial point, yes, no, he's had everything going today. 3 up, 3 down, and now get into the weaker part of the order.
And to start that is Dominic Canzoni from Ohio State. And the first pitch he sees, he's going to cut on and miss in a pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Canzoni He's just appeared in 2 games this year on the Cape, 1 for 8. Good for a 125 average. This one a beautiful pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 2. He's behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Like I said, that fastball can't be any quicker than 90 miles an hour. Absolute top, look like mid-high 80s. But when you locate it like that, it doesn't matter.
And instead he goes to the breaking pitch here, and it's down in the dirt, and Canzoni will not connect with it. So 3 pitches, and he's down by way of the K, which of course is brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. Cameron Eden, who has already flashed the leather in his shortstop position, will get his first at-bat of the day here with 1 out, nobody on in the top half of the 3rd inning. First pitch to him, a called strike. He's ahead of yet another hitter. Eden 4 for 15 in 6 games this year. 267 average. But of the 9 outs he's made, 6 of them have been strikeouts. This one's going to bounce in front of Millis. Looks like it might have gotten him up in the thigh as he labors to go get the ball, but count evens at 1-1.
He's a sophomore from Cal, so same year and team as Andrew Vaughn, who's departing today for Team USA. And he had probably the best freshman year at Cal besides Vaughn. Hit .315, 56 games, starting shortstop as a freshman for the Cal Bears.
He's going to pop this one up. Skylar Hunter calling off everyone's going to come in a few steps and will make the catch for a quick out number 2. So it's been 8 up, 8 down for Easton Lucas to start the game.
And just to show you how good Eden had been, or was as freshman year, and how good Andrew Vaughn was, he slugged .472 his freshman year, 2nd highest on that team that year, besides fellow freshman Andrew Vaughn.
It's certainly a guy you want your numbers to compare to.
Yeah, I'll say.
As we have had nothing but praise for Andrew Vaughn this year. First pitch to Chris Wright is going to miss down low for ball 1. First baseman today from Bryant University in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Baseball hub that is Cumberland, Rhode Island. This pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, 1-1. He's hit .250 so far in the Cape League season in 8 games. No RBIs, struck out 8 times. 1-1. It's going to be lifted into shallow center field, but moving over is Hunter, and he makes his 2nd straight putout, and that's the one that will end the inning. And we are through 2.5 here from Spillane Field. Still 1-0 Gatemen here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Stop by the Ansel S. Gurney House, where you will find a unique shopping and dining experience. Whether shopping for a special occasion or just to treat yourself, you'll find what you're looking for in one of the 11 themed rooms. There's also a cafe serving fresh homemade lunches overlooking the extensive gardens. The Ansel S. Gurney House is located at 403 County Road in Marion.
The Bay Point Golf Club offers a unique collection of 18 championship golf holes, a beautiful banquet facility, and a club host that has a fully stocked pro shop. The Bay Point Grill is a perfect place to grab a meal or watch a game. The course is located off of Onset Avenue in Buzzards Bay. The Gatemen thank you for your support.
Zach Thompson out on the mound for the bottom of the 3rd inning. There was rumors he might only go 2 today, but he is out there for a 3rd inning of work. The lone blemish on him today, the one hit, was the home run from Zahid Valenzuela, so he will deal with 9-1-2 in the Gatemen order.
Now batting
here in the 3rd inning, starting with Skylar Hunter.
Number 51, Skylar Hunter.
Skylar Hunter, of course, was a little bit of the talk of the town yesterday, an otherwise pretty depressing day out there in Orleans. Hunter got his bat going again in a very clutch way. Still batting just $150 on the year, but 1 for 4 with a big, at that point, was a big RBI double to help the Gatemen tie the ball game there as he buckled his knees on a breaking ball out of the hand of Thompson.
And while that average is still pretty low, in the last 2 games in Bourne and Orleans, he has definitely looked more comfortable at the plate and has come through when the Gatemen have needed him. He is now ahead of the count 2-0. Obviously the RBI double last night, but also a very gutsy bases loaded walk to bring in a run that cut the lead to 3-2 at Bourne on Thursday. This one on the outside corner for a called strike 1, 2-1 now.
Yeah, you lose track of the days of the week in the summer.
They're all Gatemen baseball game days to me.
You're dang right.
This one's going to be popped up towards right field, a long run and into just about foul territory is Hunter Bishop. They will rule that it was a foul pop out, and Skylar Hunter is retired for out number 1. But a long way to go there for Hunter Bishop.
Now batting,
So he was playing him straight away, and the way the wind's going today, it is blowing a bit in all kinds of directions, so he's fortunate that he was able to get over there because that might have blown back into fair territory. But nothing to quaff about. Still a fly out to right field for the first out of the inning ahead of Jeremy Idens as we flip the batting order for the Gatemen. This one going to miss inside to Idens. He was 0 for 1 today. He lined out to Cameron Eden, the shortstop, back in the first inning. 1-0. That's in Eden's direction again, but this one on the ground. Shortstop will throw over and pulls Chris Wright off the bag, but he is able to make the tag on Idens. Looks like a routine play there for Eden that he almost botched.
Yeah, some nifty plays on the 6-3 putouts just through 2 2/3 innings here so far. They've gotten it done. A couple errant throws, you got to credit. I mean, Eden's been good, but Wright has been just as good. He's used all of his frame and just a mechanically sound first baseman from what we've seen so far.
And the man who is the difference in the ball game in the early goings, Zahid Valenzuela, will step up to the plate here with 2 outs, no one on. First pitch is going to miss up high on a breaking ball. Obviously this is second look at Thompson, and shot one into the Brewster Whitecap bullpen his last time up to give the Gatemen the 1-0 lead. 1-0 to him. Just gonna miss there. Looks like a pretty good pitch from Thompson, a pitch that he wanted. And now the count runs to 2-0. 2 out, no one aboard. Here's the 2-0 home. This one going to miss low and inside by the Nike cleats that Zahid Valenzuela wears, and he's ahead of the count. 3 balls and no strikes.
You didn't think you'd be pitching around a guy that size, I don't think, did Zach Thompson today, but after he cranked the first pitch he saw, can't say I blame him, get me over fastball there to put it 3-1. But like you said, that was no cheapo either. I mean, that was a hard hit ball. I think I heard you, say, out there to left, and
this one is going to be hard hit, but on the ground, and it will get past the diving third baseman. Austin Lively unable to come up with it, and sliding into second base with his second extra base hit of the day is Zahid Valenzuela, and things just keep on moving for him. A 2-out double to put a man in scoring position.
You love to see that. If you hit the ball hard and keep it low, line drives and ground balls are the way to go, kids, no matter what anyone else might tell you. Statistically speaking, if you put the ball in the air, you're going to have a bad time at the plate. Hard hit balls, line drives, and ground balls, defenses will make mistakes. There's no bad hops in the air. That's what my high school coach said, and that's true. Hard hit ground ball, which was mere inches from Lively over there at third, results in a double.
And they might be listening to our pregame show as Zahid Valenzuela with 2 outs gets himself in scoring position in front of Andrew Vaughn, who has not dealt with a lot of guys in scoring position or on base at all through the last few games, but he has an RBI opportunity here.
Seems like both you and I are looking good as far as our pregame keys to the game, right? You said production from the top of the order. We've gotten that out of Valenzuela, and getting out ahead run-wise early. Getting out to a 1-0 lead here, and Vaughn with an opportunity to make it 2-0.
This one's going to be bounced to Lively, who takes a weird hop on it and will overthrow first base. Wright is unable to corral it, and coming around to score is Valenzuela, and down to second is Andrew Vaughn. RBI opportunity for Vaughn, RBI for Vaughn. It's 2-0 Gatemen.
Hit the ball hard on the ground. Good things will happen. I got to credit Lively, though. The throw was not great, but the play he made was really good. I mean, he got that short hop. That was tough. He actually dropped to 2 knees and kind of popped right back up. As he dropped to his knees, he scooped to the left of his left knee, popped up, and had plenty of time to make it. Well, maybe not plenty of time, but he had enough time to make a throw, and he just airmailed it.
So our prediction's looking good so far. Maybe we'll stick to this job and not the managerial position.
Yeah, I think we're just better at this.
Be a good way to get through your summer.
Not too bad. No. Calling
outs.
games on the Cape, I'll take it.
2 outs and Vaughn at second. Bryant Packard stepping in. Will take that pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Packard, no official at bat today. He reached out a walk back in the first inning. Also with 2 outs, so he's able to keep that inning alive. Looks to do the same here in the third. He's going to rifle this one foul to the left. Out of play off the school. So count now goes to no balls and 2 strikes in favor of Thompson.
Even though as a result of the Vaughn plate appearance, Valenzuela did score. Technically speaking, for those of you score sticklers, he was not credited with an RBI as Valenzuela managed to come around and score on the errant throw. Would have been first and third on a strictly E5. Woo, look out.
It's a tough one to handle down there on the foul ball to the left once again. So my apologies. Henrique's absolutely right on the RBI call.
I mean, I thought it was going to be the case as well. I was right there with you, but, after I took a second look at it, I saw a 0 in the RBI column still for Vaughn on our game live point streak here in front of us. And after kind of sitting there thinking about it, you say, okay, yeah, that's true.
So Cameron Stewart's managerial drive is back on as he messes up the scorebook. The 0-2 to Packard is going to miss down low on a waste pitch. Count goes to 1-2. Enrique's always been a better scorer than I was. I'll give him that for sure.
I'll take it.
We're both pen users.
Yeah.
There's a lot of confidence exuded in this part of the press box. Vaughn leads off of second, 1-2, 2 outs here in the Gatemen half of the third, and putting together a battle is Bryant Packard as he fouls this one back to the fence in front of us behind home plate. Count staying at a ball and 2 strikes to the left fielder from ECU.
He's a very disciplined hitter, puts together good at-bats no matter what. He's trying to get that average up a little higher. Still batting .281, very respectable.
1-2 not to be made just yet as Thompson steps off the rubber trying to check on Vaughn at second base, but no one covering for Brewster. Now comes to the chest. Here's the 1-2 home. This one going to be up high, narrowly avoiding the elbow pad of Bryant Packard, and drops in there for ball 2, 2-2. So 2-0 the score here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, but Wareham trying to add to it in their half of the third. They've got a man in scoring position for Bryant Packard. But with 2 outs, here's the 2-2 once again. Going to miss outside, so Packard from 0-2 and a couple of foul balls after that has worked the count full. 3-2 to the Gatemen left fielder.
I think work is the operative word there. Like you said, he's fouled off 3, maybe 4 balls this at bat. And he has gotten himself out of this 0-2 count. Not too many mistakes by Thompson, really.
Payoff pitch. This one going to bounce outside, and Packard, for the second time today, works himself a walk and keeps the third inning alive. And now there are 2 men on for the Gatemen and 2 men out.
And all this being done with 2 outs as Skylar Hunter and Jeremy Idens were retired via the fly out and the ground out. Pretty routine, but Zahid Valenzuela hit a scorcher down the left field line. Andrew Vaughn able to get on and push a run across on the errant throw by Austin Lively, the third baseman for the Whitecaps. And now runners at first and second for Bryson Stott.
So it is the Gatemen shortstop Stott who will step in. He's 0 for 1 today. It's a strikeout victim to end the first following a Bryant Packard walk, so he hopes to avoid that fate once again as he fouls that first pitch off to the left. 0-1 is the count. For Stott this year, he's hitting a cool .313 on the year and has reached base in all 10 games he's played for the Gatemen. Takes that pitch down low. Count evens at 1-1. And of those 10 games that he's reached base, 9 of them have come via a hit. So he's just found his way on base, but that .313 average has certainly shown he can knock it into the outfield as well. 2 outs, Thompson's 1-1 home. He's going to catch the outside corner for a called strike 2.
In this game between the Gatemen and the Whitecaps, the only game going on today across the Cape League. Everybody else said, nope, we'll play it later.
Rain, which was bad earlier down here on the Cape, has let up for now. A light mist going on a chilly night. Temperatures in the mid-50s. Stott's going to bounce this one to first base. Wright will take it himself on the 3 unassisted to end the inning. Gatemen leave 2 aboard, but they bring another one home. Sahid Valenzuela doubles and scores on the error. And the Gatemen are up 2-0 as we go to the 4th inning here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Are you hungry? Visit the concession stand for some new menu items. Try fried dough, chicken fingers, or french fries along with your regular favorites, hot dogs, burgers, cold drinks, and ice cream. Proceeds from the concession stand support the Gatemen and the Wareham High DECA program. Are you hungry? Visit the concession stand for some new menu items. Try fried dough, chicken fingers, or french fries along with your regular favorites, hot dogs, burgers, cold drinks, and ice cream. Proceeds from the concession stand support the Gatemen and the Wareham High DECA program.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier 2-year maritime college.
Easton Lucas looks to continue his dominance so far of the Brewster Whitecaps lineup. He's got the top of the order, and he's got a 2-0 lead as we head to the 4th inning. Be Austin Lively, Ray Alejo, and Mike Massey due up in this inning. Lucas has faced 9 and has retired 9.
3 strikeouts as well. Not a lot of hard contact. 3 putouts to center field, but all of them lazy fly balls or ones that were hit about a mile high. Really not too much, not too many hit right on the screws off Lucas today.
First pitch going to miss inside to Lively, who grounded out to second his first time up. And we'll take this pitch up high and away, so count now goes to 2-0 in his favor. Is going to be rocketed to center field, and moving back on the backhand and reaching up is Skylar Hunter, the center fielder, who tracks it down and makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, just as I say that was probably the best hit ball off all day off Lucas. He hits that 10 feet to the left. Hunter doesn't get that. That's a stand-up double. But Hunter, despite an up-and-down season at the plate, has been absolutely awesome in center field. And there's a reason he started every single game despite a dipping batting average, is because he catches everything that's hit to him out there in center field.
And now Ray Alejo, the center fielder from UCF, will step in. We'll take the first pitch down low for a ball, 1-0. Alejo just activated to this roster, making his Cape League debut today, and will dip this one over the head of the jumping Sahid Valenzuela, and now they get a play on at second as he was not hesitating the whole time. Throw gets past Stott, so a double in there for Ray Alejo as the first base runner and the first hit of the day for the Whitecaps.
Redshirt sophomore from UCF comes up big, and a couple back-to-back here hit pretty hard off Lucas. He's got to locate that fastball a little better. So Whitecaps offense really not that good. Like I said, bottom 5 in basically every category. Batting average, runs, home runs, the works, but a couple hard hit balls. The Gatemen are only up 2-0. All they need is one big inning. They're right back in it.
And they've got their best hitter at the plate right now, and Michael Massey will not disappoint. He'll drop one in front of Idens in right field for a base hit. And they are going to stop the man at third, but now the throw will get past Millis, and coming in to score is Alejo, and down to second is Massey, and the Whitecaps are on the board. It's 2-1.
That's tough. That just took a bad hop in front of Millis. He was positioned the right way, but it hit the lip. And you see, I don't know how well we can see on the video stream, but due to the rain, the outside of the home plate cutout has a different type of dirt on it. It's more like a clay, and that's probably not helping the lip out there, because it hit the spot right where the dirt meets the grass, and it bounced just over the head of Drew Millis behind the plate. So a tough break for the Gatemen. They now only lead by 1.
So that lead halved, and Connor Graham's no slouch at the plate. Takes ball 1 outside, and a meeting at the mound between Drew Millis and Easton Lucas will happen now as he's got a man on second, Grahams does. He is the leading RBI man for the Whitecaps this year with just 4. Does have a couple of homers as well to go along with his 200 average. So after Lucas is able to set down the first 10, things getting hairy here in the top of the 4th. 2-1 now our score. Grahams will foul this one straight back. Count now at a ball and a strike. Grounded out for the shortstop Bryson Stott back in the 2nd inning. So he's 0 for 1 today.
So for both these teams, the top 2 defenses in the Cape, both committing an error and both getting a run scored via an error. No RBIs for either team today.
Funny how that works, doesn't it? That one falls outside. Count now runs to 2-1 in favor of Grahams.
Okay, technically Valenzuela has an RBI because he hit the solo home run, so he gets credited with an RBI. But you know what I mean.
We get you. We get you. Grahams looks to make it another authentic RBI, as his 2-1 from Lucas is going to be popped up and will be out of play. No real chase from Drew Millis. And count evens now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Action going on in the Gatemen bullpen as Lucas hits his first rough spot here in the 4th. Looks like Jared Horne is the man warming up down there from Cal. 2-2, cut on and miss. A nice breaking pitch on the outer half. And going down is Grahams, and that strikeout is brought to you by the law offices of Lang, X. Forrest, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen.
Yeah, way to bounce back there from Lucas. He went back to the breaking ball, and the fastball is locating a little better, got him into his 2-strike count. Got the breaking ball low, swung right over the top of it.
So now with that man at second in Massey, there are 2 outs here in the 4th. Hunter Bishop will try to keep things going, the sophomore from Arizona State. He's playing right field for the Whitecaps. He checked his swing there, but that pitch ends up in the strike zone on the outer half for a called strike 1. 0-1 is the count. Massey leads off second. The shortstop Stott right behind him in his back pocket. Here's the 0-1. It's going to be rifled down the right field line, but foul. So he is quickly behind. No balls and 2 strikes. Easton Lucas 1 pitch from getting out of it here.
And he was so dominant through the first 3 innings. Sometimes all you need is a couple hard hit balls. Brewster still trailing 2-1 here in the 4th inning, but definitely within striking distance, and with a base knock could make it a tie ball game.
Here's the 0-2 home. Bishop is going to sky it to right. Iden started out, now comes in towards the foul line and will make the catch that ends the inning. The Whitecaps get 1 and leave 1. 2-1 is now the score of the Gatemen in the lead here on the Gatemen Baseball Network as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
Founded in 1854, the Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company is the world's largest cranberry grower and private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gatemen and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Coastal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Coastal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Coastal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment.
Welcome back to Spillane Field for the bottom of the fourth inning here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Alongside me is Henrique Damore. I'm Cameron Stewart. 2-1 is our score. The Whitecaps were able to get one back in the top half of this inning. Couple of hits, but a run scored on an error for the Whitecaps. So that's where we stand as Parker Phillips is going to get things started against Zach Thompson, who is out for his fourth inning of work. And has allowed Zahid Valenzuela to score twice. Once the easy way off the solo homer and off the error from off the bat of Andrew Vaughn back in the third inning. So Phillips stands in. First offering from Thompson, he will offer at and will foul it back off to the right and out of play, 0-1. Phillips 0 for 1 today. He struck out swinging back in the second. 0-1, a looping breaking ball that Phillips waits on but still swings through. And he is behind in the count very quickly, 0-2.
It's like someone pulled a string on it there at the end. Like you said, that thing looped and it died there at the end.
0-2 is an elevated fastball, and they're going to check on the check swing from Phillips. But he did not go around, so he stays in there at 1-2. Struck out his last 2 times up at the plate, including going back to the one that ended the game against Bourne on Thursday night. He won't strike out this time, but will ground to the first baseman Wright, who throws to the lefty pitcher Thompson covering. And 3-1 is how they get out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth.
And that one was an inside pitch that he was sitting on the breaking ball. Didn't quite get what he wanted there. He was behind it. Took that inside pitch, kind of shoved it off the inside part of the bat. Weak ground ball hit over to the right side. Routine for the pitcher and first baseman.
So now Ryan Kreidler will stand in. 1 out, nobody on base. Right-handed hitting third baseman from UCLA. It's the first pitch in there for a strike, so he's behind in the count 0-1. A 1 home now to Kreidler, is going to miss up high, count even at a ball and a strike. Grounded out to the shortstop Eden back in the second. A terrific play, and he jumped in the hole in short a la Derek Jeter to make it. Kreidler's going to get under this one, and it will be popped up to center field. And moving in on it finally is Ray Alejo. And it's 2 up, 2 down so far for the Gatemen in the bottom half of the fourth. That leaves things to Drew Millis. Nobody on and 2 outs. Catcher is 0 for 1 today. He hit an absolute rocket down to third base that Austin Lively was able to corral. So a tough luck 0 for 1 so far. Takes that pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. For Millis on the Cape League season from Missouri State, he's hitting just .235. Takes this pitch in there for a called strike 2. He has doubled twice. has Millis. He's also drawn 4 walks. Here's the 0-2. He's going to offer at it and loop it to right field. And moving in on it is Bishop, and he will make the catch that retires the side. Through 4 full here from Spillane. And it's 2-1 the score here in favor of the Gatemen on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Coastal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Coastal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Coastal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs. The Gatemen wish to thank Patty Wild and the trustees of the John Wild Charitable Trust for their continued support of Gatemen Baseball in Wareham.
It's still Easton Lucas out there as we head to the top of the 5th. He's been at horse today, but did give up a run in the 4th inning. That has cut the lead to 2-1, still in favor of the Gatemen. He will deal with the number 6 man, Joe Donovan, the catcher today. Start things off here in the 5th. Donovan, who's the hero last night for the Whitecaps, is 0 for 1 today. He flew out to Skylar Hunter in center field back in the 2nd. Looping breaking ball from Lucas is going to drop in the bucket for a called strike 1. Oh, 1 home. Very similar pitch, looping breaking ball. But this one will miss up high, just up high to Donovan, and count evens at a ball and a strike. 1-1 is going to be fouled off to the right and out of play. So now the count in Lucas's favor. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Gatemen had a 2-0 lead in this game that has been cut in half. Zahid Valenzuela with the big hit so far, a solo homer back in the 1st inning. This one is going to eat up Drew Millis behind home plate. Is able to block it and keep it in front of him, but with no one on base, it's 2-2 the count.
Joe Donovan, the catcher from Michigan, my goodness, is the batter. And his helmet game right now. Wow.
This one is going to be lined at third base, and diving out there is Kreidler. To his left, he will make the catch for an emphatic out number 1.
But his helmet, it's interesting because everybody else on the Brewster Whitecaps has just the normal sheen navy blue helmet with a white B with the aqua, like the turquoise trim, which is like Brewster's off non-white color. But he had a matte navy blue one with the turquoise stripe on the front of the bills. That one drops in there for strike 1. But to compare it to what he wears, often you see Andrew Vaughn with the blue and gold batting gloves for the Cal Bears. And he didn't have those for the maize and blue from Michigan, but his batting helmet, or his catching helmet.
This one's going to be lifted to center field, and Packard, who came in, will now let it drop in front of him. And on at first base with a single is Dominic Canzoni.
But just to wrap that up, as Canzoni does reach here, get on first with 1 out. You've seen the winged helmets that Michigan wears right on the football field, obviously, but his catching helmet is also winged as well. And we saw other guys from other schools, even I guess what do you call that? Not the because that's a catching mask, but then some guys will have the traditional two-piece setup, right?
Yeah,
the mask in the
helmet.
front. Yeah,
The old school, like, base coach helmet.
exactly. It's like a base coach helmet. We saw, I forget who it was, but he's a catcher from TCU. We saw him this year. He wore that. But it's cool to see guys repping their schools in any way they can through their Cape League uniforms.
First offering is going to miss down low to Cameron Eden, the shortstop. It's certainly an iconic look you see in all the Michigan sports that they can. Softball, hockey also has them. Lacrosse, the winged helmets. Makes me think of the time Jim Harbaugh offered one to the Pope. I'm not exactly sure what the Pope is going to do with the official Michigan football helmet, but I'm sure he has found a place for it in the Vatican, as Eden's going to waste this one off to the right, not a play. Count evens at 1-1.
Yeah, tiny country, big central building, though. I was blessed enough to go there my sophomore year of high school. After my sophomore year, it is a massive, I mean, truly a massive, massive operation they got going there at the Vatican. I'm sure the Pope has received weirder gifts that he, or like the popes in the past have just kind of put on a shelf somewhere just to be like, okay, I got it, I appreciate it, I'm not going to do anything with it, but here it is, And I just got a team to root for.
Certainly does. He must be the biggest Wolverines fan in the Vatican.
If he finds himself with enough time, can't imagine the Pope has enough spare time to watch college football, especially with the time zone difference, but if he does, he's a Michigan fan.
He is certainly hailing to the victors. 7 hours ahead over there in Rome. 2-1 is the count to Eden. He's going to cut on and miss and even it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But you got to like them sticking with that. The winged helmet, a great look.
I think it's awesome. I'm biased. I'm a Michigan fan, but I think it's really awesome.
You see it from their rivals. Ohio State also has the gray with the Leafs on other sports like hockey. Notre Dame, the all-gold helmets in hockey and lacrosse as well. So they stick with tradition out there in the Midwest. 2-2 not to be made just yet. They're checking on Canzoni over at first. No tag applied. And once again, they pick off throw over there to keep Canzoni honest, who reached with a single in the last at bat. He's the only man on base for the Whitecaps. He leads off of first with 1 out in the top of the 5th. 2-1 our score, the Gatemen ahead. 2-2, going to miss low and inside. Now working the count full is Cameron Eden.
Like you mentioned, these Brewster Whitecaps won their second Cape Cod Baseball League championship last year, but what was so significant about it is that the YD Red Sox, the 3 years before that, they three-peated. So for them to upset them, it was in every championship, every series except for the finals, the big championship game.
This one is going to be lined to center. Coming in and then going back out is Skylar Hunter, will make the catch for out number 2.
But everyone, and you've been here, you were here last year as a game day intern, so you know the Cape better than I do. But what is it? It's every series except the championship is 2 out of 3, right? The championship's 3 out of 5.
Championship is also 2 out of 3.
Oh, it's also 2
out of 3. It used to be 3 out of 5. It changed a couple years ago.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go.
Went to the game 3.
So everything is 2 of 3. Okay, yeah, but it was YD and Brewster. And Brewster finished 21, 21, and 2. I mean, you can't put together a more mediocre average if you tried. Winning percentage, I mean. So that one misses inside for ball 1. But they played YD, and YD had the home field advantage, and they upset them 8-7 in an extra inning victory out there in YD to move it to the championship game where they beat Bourne. Like I said, just their second title ever.
It was certainly a dream run for the Whitecaps last year. With the new roster has not had the same effect so far. 3-6-1 to start the year. But an electrifying win at Red Wilson Field, where we will be tomorrow for a doubleheader starting at 2:30. You can listen here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. This pitch pounded in there on the outside corner for a called strike. 2-1 is now the count to Chris Wright, the Brewster first baseman. 2-1 to him. You know, the same spot, and we'll get another called strike. So with 2 outs and a man aboard, Lucas has evened things at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, on 2-0, Wright was looking for 1 pitch and 1 pitch only. He didn't get it. And so Easton Lucas, I think, just thought, okay, well, he doesn't like that pitch. I'm going to throw it again. And he got the strike call.
Here's the 2-2 home. It's going to bounce in front of home plate. Millis will gobble it up and will stare down the runner at first, and the count runs full, 3-2. Lucas comes to the set. The payoff pitch. Runner goes, and it will be down and low and away. And it will be ball 4 on the full count offering. So now with 2 outs, the Whitecaps have 2 runners on.
Yeah, he had an opportunity there. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to hear the reasoning as to why he went low on all those pitches. I mean, he went, you know, after going down 2-0, went fastball low twice, got the call on those, and then went with a breaking ball low. Then tried to get him again. He missed with a breaking ball low to run the count full, and then tried to hit the same spot. At that point, I'm thinking fastball up and in. You've pounded the zone low and away to the lefty right for 4 straight pitches. I think you try to switch it up, but it is what it is. 2 on here, and Lucas worked out of a jam last inning despite surrendering a run. Now a little more precarious this time around.
So he walks the number 9 man.
From Hunter to track it down.
1-1 the count, 2 outs, 2 men aboard. This one's going to rifle on 1 hop to Bryson Stott. He will go to first with it and will make the play. That ends things here as we go to the middle of the 5th. We'll have a short commercial break for you, then we'll throw it to our Mary Orders, who got to check in with our beat writer, Ian Vicera.
South Coast Health, operators of Charlton Memorial Hospital, St. Luke's Hospital, and Toby Hospital, delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Health, the best care plus something more.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. I'm Mary Orders here with our beat writer, Ian Vicera. Now, Ian, we are coming off 2 tough losses. How do you think the Gatemen are bouncing back so far in this game?
Well, Mary, they're doing a great job. Leading right now 2-1, scoring run in the first inning. Always a good way to get out on the gate early and just get off to a good start.
And Easton Lucas went through 5 innings for us. What have you seen from him? What have you liked?
Well, he's throwing strikes, and I think that's the biggest thing with any pitcher in the Cape League. Just attack the hitters, throw strikes, make them swing at your pitches. Don't walk them, don't put them on base. And I think Lucas has done a great job. He's kept his pitch count down, and that's why he's been able to throw 5 innings as opposed to just 3 or 4.
And some new guys have come up pretty clutch as of recent and as of late. Which one has impressed you the most today?
Well, today it's clear cut. It's Zahid Valenzuela, the homer in the first inning. The dugout went completely nuts when that happened, and he's just done a great job and really given the Gatemen a big boost.
Thanks so much for the insight, Ian. I'm Mary Orders. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mary, and to Ian as well, 2 of our broadcast partners killing it that time. 2-1 is the score here on the Gatemen Baseball Network as we head to the bottom of the 5th. We have a new pitcher on the mound for the Whitecaps. The right-hander Jeff Criswell from the University of Michigan will step on, and it's an all-Wolverine battery going right now for Criswell and Joe Donovan. He's made 1 appearance as Criswell. That was back on June 17th at Hyannis. Pitched an inning, gave up a run and 2 hits. And for the Wolverines out of the Big Ten this year, no starts in 24 appearances. He went 3-2 with a 2.23 ERA and 32 strikeouts in 32 1/3 innings pitched, and opponents hitting just 168 off Criswell. So good opponent's batting average there as he tries to keep the Gatemen lead at 1. It's 2-1 as we stand right now. Alongside me is Henrique DeMore. I'm Cameron Stewart. The lights are on here at Spillane as we approach 8 o'clock on a raw night here in the end of June. certainly still rare even in this part of the country. And a lot of these Southern guys and California guys coming in to play in the Cape League this year were not expecting this. They come every once in a while. Skylar Hunter is no stranger to the cold, plays his college baseball in Indianapolis for Purdue. And to counteract it, he doesn't even wear batting gloves. He stands there ready for a sting and will turn around to bunt on the first pitch, but it misses down low for ball.
Valenzuela now the batter. He's been a tough out today.
He sure has Valenzuela. He's 2 for 2. The solo homer in the first and a double back in the third. He came around to score. And for the first time today, he will bat from the left-hand side, the switch hitter. Got those 2 at-bats from the right-hand side against Zach Thompson, the lefty. A nice curveball dropped in there on the end of the corner for a called strike 1. 0-1 is going to be lifted out to left field again, but this one will hold up for the left fielder Canzoni to corral and end the inning. Still 2-1 the score here on the Gatemen Baseball Network as we head to the 6th.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent or for live music every weekend, located on Route 105 in Marion.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
We are set to go for the top of the 6th inning. We do have a pitching change here from Spillane, which is brought to you by the Bay Point Country Club on Set's 18-hole championship golf course. With a driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day and always welcome to the public. So get to the point. It's Jared Horne who will come on from the University of California. First man he faces is going to pop a strike in there. It's Ray Alejo, the center fielder, who had the first hit of the game for the Whitecaps, a double back in the 4th. 0-1 to him. He's going to just miss on the inside corner for a ball. Count goes to 1-1.
That was a very good pitch, though, from Horne. He's got 1-1, but through 2 pitches, seems like he knows what he's doing. A little more comfortable out there than usual.
1-1 is cut on and missed, so Horne is ahead of the count 1-2. He's 0 for 1 on the Cape League season. 0-1, I should say, with an astronomical 11.81 ERA. He's allowed 7 earned runs to cross in his 5 1/3 innings pitched so far in the summer. 1-2 is going to be bounced back to the backstop, and that's where the count will stay.
One opportunity for him to bounce back against a relatively weak Brewster offense. Like I said, came in today batting just .230. It's good for second worst in the Cape League.
1-2 home. Just missing up high above the belt of Alejo, and count evens at 2-2. If there's something Horne does well, though, it is strike guys out. He does have 5 of them in his 5 1/3 innings pitched. See a lot of those with the high ERAs on the Cape, guys who are usually above a strikeout an inning for sure. As this one is going to run low and away, so now the count is all filled up against Alejo.
Yeah, and again, to Horne's credit, only 2 free passes still. So, I mean, you know, guys have hit the ball hard off him, but he hasn't given any up, really.
And the strikeout continues for Jared Horne. He sets down Alejo, and that's brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exifaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. So it moves on there. It's the second strikeout of the day for Alejo. That sandwich his 4th inning double. And now Mike Massey will come up. His last time to the plate was an RBI single, which he advanced on the error from the right fielder. Iden's a tough luck error on the throw to the plate. Got down to second on. He's ahead of the count, a ball and no strikes. This one is going to be rocketed above the head of Valenzuela, and taking a big turn is Massey. He's going to go for second. They've got a play on him, but it's cut off by Valenzuela, not allowed to get all the way to Stott. And so sliding into second base is Mike Massey with a 1-out double.
And Massey continues to rake. Like we said, he's been the best hitter pretty much on this Brewster team. Really good accolades as well after his sophomore year at Illinois. 2018 Rawlings Gold Glove winner for second base, All-Region first team, Big Ten second team. 60 straight games without an error over a year-and-a-half stretch. So really impressive defensive accolades. But I mean, this year he's had one of the best, if not the best, record or average in the Cape League. And I'm actually going to check to see if he still holds that title.
Now stepping in is Connor Grams as he fouls this one off to the backstop. And he's behind the count to Horne, 0-1.
So Massey came into today with a .444 batting average, second best behind Zach Watson of Harwich. But with a 2-for-3 day today right now, he sits atop the Cape Cod Baseball League. 467, yeah, that'll do it.
With 1 out and a man on second, a looping breaking ball coming in to Connor Grams for a called strike, and now the count runs to 0-2. Horne looks in. The 0-2 home is going to be nubbed foul down the third baseline. So that's where the count will stay. For Grams, he's 0 for 2 today. He grounded out to Bryson Stott at short in the second, and then struck out swinging back in the fourth. Horne comes home again with the 0-2. Breaking ball cut on and miss, actually foul tipped into Millis's mitt. And a strikeout that is once again brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exifaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. And Grams goes down swinging, and there's 2 gone in the top of the 6th for the Gatemen.
This would be big if Horne could, I mean, just for his own self-confidence and statistics, work out of this inning. Man in scoring position for Brewster. While the Gatemen have played with a lead all day, they really haven't done much offensively. You got to credit Zach Thompson. He's kept them in check.
First pitch is going to be fouled off to the back and out of play.
But Horne, kind of like you said, this is kind of how he's done things. Strikeouts and hard hit balls. Because he can throw it hard, so it's just about location for him. And when he's got that looping breaking ball, when he locates that really well and he keeps it down, guys aren't able to mash hanging breaking balls off him. He's a very effective pitcher.
Horne's 0-1 is going to run inside by the feet of Bishop. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Horne a long look in as he looks back at second and delivers. This one going to be down low and away, so it is now Bishop ahead of the count 2-1. 2-1's going to catch the outside corner for a call and strike 2. Bishop, who like many of the Whitecap hitters today, is 0 for 2. He now stands in with a man at second. 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs, and the Gatemen clinging to a 2-1 lead in the ball game.
Big pitch coming up here for Horne. He's got Bishop right where he wants him. Infield playing pretty much straight off. Stott gets off the base runner Massey, retreats to his position.
2-2, just getting a piece of it is Bishop. On another breaking ball, he's able to foul it straight back to stay in there at 2-2. Horne to the set, the 2-2 home once again. Check swing. They're going to say he went around and the tag is applied, so that's how the inning will end. Another strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. We're to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 2-1 Gatemen here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves Andrew Vaughn will get things started for the Gatemen in their half of the 6th. They have a 2-1 lead here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Alongside me is Henrique DeMore. I'm Cameron Stewart. Gatemen will head to Red Wilson Field to face the YD Red Sox tomorrow. Doubleheader that starts at 2:30. Our coverage will start at 2. First pitch is dropped in there to Vaughn for a called strike from Jeff Criswell, who is on the mound for his second inning of relief of Zach Thompson.
And Criswell was lights out of the bullpen at Michigan for a freshman. I mean, he really did do awesome work. Had a 3-2 record, 24 appearances, like I said, all of them out of the bullpen. 32 strikeouts and 32 innings of work. Kept the walks at an okay clip, 20, but a .168 batting average against. In a Power 5 conference, that is no laughing matter.
And This one's going to be skied to right field. Bishop moving over will make the catch for out number 1. And Criswell has carried that into the game here today. He's now faced 4 hitters and thrown 11 pitches, and 10 of them have been strikes. You will now have to deal with Bryant Packard, the Gatemen left fielder, who is back in his normal position batting cleanup after batting 7th for Wareham last night and delivering a couple extra base hits. Double and triple for Packard a night ago. Curveball is going to run inside and low to Packard, and he's ahead of the count 1-0.
Pair of walks pushes that on base percentage above 400. Still 281 average for the young man from Eastern Carolina.
He's going to spoil this one off to the left behind home plate, out of play. So 1-1 is the count with 1 out and nobody aboard. One is going to be sliced off foul to nearly the same spot. It's now 1-2. Packard has technically not had an at-bat today. He has had 2 plate appearances, has reached base twice, a couple of walks. 1 in the first and 1 in the third. 1-2, cut on and missed at a pitch up at the letters. And Packard goes down swinging to register his first at-bat of the day. And there's 2 up and 2 down for Criswell in the Gatemen half of the 6th.
Second strikeout of the day for Criswell. He'll face Bryson Stott. He's 0 for 2 as well.
Stott stepping in his last game for the Gatemen. Looking to get in on the hit action. He's not reached base today. And he's reached base in all 10 previous leading into tonight's contest. It's the first pitch up high for ball 1. The 1-0 home is going to be bounced on the ground to short, a couple of hops. Eden will charge after it. High throw will keep Wright on the bag. And 6-3 the putout to end the inning. We've played 6 full here from Spillane. It's still the Gatemen clinging to that 2-1 lead here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. To the 7th inning we go. It's the 2nd inning of relief upcoming for Jared Horne. He successfully kept the lead at 2-1 back in the 6th as the Whitecaps left Mike Massey stranded at second base. Back-to-back strikeouts ensued. And that's where we head to right now with Joe Donovan, the catcher, batting 6th, will lead things off. Fouls the first pitch back behind Drew Millis. He's behind in the count 0-1.
Just 1 hit for 6 through 9 in 7 official at-bats, 8 plate appearances for Brewster today. Really excited to see what Jared Horne, after a pretty good inning, Mike Massey, like you said, he mashed a double off him, but other than that, Horne is lights out. He struck out the side, and part of the reason is that breaking ball. He gets Donovan to 0-2 here.
He has certainly had that working. Haven't seen too much success from it this year, and I think that is a big reason why the ERA is where it is, almost up by 12. Here's the 0-2. This one is going to be fouled off to the left, out by the Brewster on deck circle, so it stays at 0-2. Horne looking for his 4th strikeout of the night. K to the side in the 6th inning around that Massey double. Here's the 0-2. Going to be bounced on the ground to third. Coming in on it is Kreidler. Will pump a few times and throw over to Andrew Vaughn at first for out number 1.
It was a laser thrown by Kreidler, but an even better pitch thrown by Horne. He got Canzoni, or he got Donovan, Canzoni the batter now. He got Donovan to go 0-2, and he's been pumping the fastball pretty well too, but that's just a firm fastball. It's not a power fastball out of the hand of Horne. With the looping breaking ball, he's been able to keep the hitters off balance, and Donovan chased something outside. He tried to pull it. He didn't go with the pitch. Easy chopper over there for Kreidler to field.
First pitch to Canzone is actually going to eat up Drew Millis, who looked to backhand that one quickly on a hard fastball from Horne in the dirt, and it looked like it may have caught him in the thigh. He is walking it off. The Gatemen training staff is out. Claims he's all right, and he will stand behind the plate. 1-0 is the count to Canzone, who 1 for 2 tonight. He struck out swinging back in the third, singled his way on in the fifth. 1-0, just missing on the outside corner, a pitch Horne and Millis really wanted, but it will miss, and the count will run to 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 is going to be rifled at the Brewster dugout. And into it, they're going to check on all the Whitecaps there.
Even on a gloomy day like today, that's why you got to stay awake in the dugout. Yeah, that was a missile.
Hard to believe everyone's able to come out of there all right, but seemed to be fine. We can't see into the dugout.
It's like bottled lightning in there. I mean, you heard the initial thump, but then you hear doop, 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 right a couple times. The ball goes bouncing around. That's scary.
Like a gunshot in the Brewster dugout, but we're resuming play, so everyone must be all right. Horne coming to the windup. Here's the 2-1. It's going to run inside, nearly clipping Canzone there, but he's able to back away from it. And 3-1 is now the count. Here's the 3-1 home. Another absolute rifle in the same direction.
Man, oh man.
This one going to bounce off the Brewster dugout. You just got to hope they have enough helmets to disperse down there.
Yeah, and you heard, I thought I heard something anyway from the Brewster dugout, something to the effect of like, these guys are on your own team, chill out. Obviously joking from the Whitecaps, but having a little bit of fun amidst the harrowing circumstances. That's scary stuff. As someone who's taken a baseball to the face more than a couple times in his life, that's scary.
This one going to be fouled off by the Gatemen dugout, and both dugouts will get a rise out of that one.
That's funny.
This one a little less dangerous on the ground, but the Whitecaps thankful it's not going in their direction once again. Count stays full, 3-2 with 1 out, nobody on base. As the rain has held off tonight. Again, the only game going around the Cape League is this one right here. It's going to be bounced, going to be a tough play. Kreidler coming in on it, has to throw on the run, and they get him by a step. Canzoni was hustling down the line there for Brewster, but Kreidler is able to make the tough play and record the second out of the inning.
That was a heck of a play from Kreidler. Fired a missile sidearm too, as he was running down really parallel to the line down there at third base. Seen some nifty plays from the left side of the infield from both teams. Back-to-back putouts made by Kreidler.
Now the Brewster shortstop Cameron Eden will step in. 2 outs, nobody aboard. He's 0 for 2 today. He has made a friend, and Skylar Hunter has flown out to center field twice. Pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 1. This would be quite a bounce back outing for Horne if he can get this guy here and go 2 scoreless. Remains to be seen if he'd go out for a third, but just to get the first 2 scoreless in a 1-run ball game, it's got to be big for his confidence. That one missing outside, count even at 1-1. 1-1 is going to be fouled off, back to the backstop. And Horne looking at another scoreless inning right in the face. He's got Eden behind in the count, 1-2. He's already retired 3 Whitecaps with the K today. All 3 outs in the 6th inning were recorded via the strikeout. And here's the 1-2 home. A check swing and a ball down in the dirt. They appeal down to first base, and they say Cameron Eden did not go around. So we'll put another 2 up on the scoreboard. It's 2-2 now, the count with 2 outs.
Been really impressed with Jared Horne. Really good bounce back outing for him. He's been a longer relief guy for the Gatemen this year. It's in the later innings of his outings that he's fallen apart, but so far so good through his second today.
Big breaking ball and a swing and a miss, strike 3. The 4th for Jared Horne tonight. They're all brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. It's stretch time at Spillane, 2-1 Gatemen ahead here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Located along the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Distinct assisted living and memory care programs provide personal care services according to each individual's needs. Discover Keystone Place, the best option for meeting the care and support needs of seniors on campus.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone, a home run.
Eastern Propane and Oil is the Wareham Gatemen home run sponsor. Each time a home run is hit by a Gatemen player, Eastern Propane and Oil donates a camp scholarship to a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Just about to get started in the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 is the score. The Gatemen are still out ahead and have been clinging to that lead for most of the game. It's 6, 7, and 8 due up in the Wareham order. Parker Phillips followed by Ryan Kreidler and Drew Millis are expected, but we're actually going to have a pinch hitter. Phillips was the designated hitter today, and it's going to be Oliver Dunn from the University of Utah who will step in from the left-hand side. Face Jeff Criswell, who is on for his 3rd inning of relief.
Haven't seen Dunn in a while. It's good to see him back in the lineup. 7th inning stretch, of course, brought to you by Wareham Family Dental. Dental care is easy with Dr. Alazizi. But Dunn, now one of 3 second basemen or middle infielders. Well, no, second basemen. I haven't really seen anyone play short other than Bryson Stott. So it'll be interesting to see who moves over to play short. Between Valenzuela, Collins, and Oliver Dunn, because Valenzuela settled in nicely at second. So we'll see which one of those 2 guys shuffles over to shortstop.
And if you mentioned those 3 guys, Dunn has really been the one that was lost in the fold, or has been lost in the fold. It was Isaac Collins playing a lot last week, and now with Sahid Valenzuela coming in, he has certainly earned that starting role that he has. And Dunn, after a foul and a called strike, is behind quickly in the count, 0-2. Dunn has struggled, just a 130 average in his 23 at-bats in the 7 games he has featured in this year, so not a lot of full games for him. Finds himself down 0-2 to Criswell, who has struck out a couple of batters in this his 3rd inning of work. Let's make that 3 batters as Dunn foul tips it into the catcher's mitt. And he is the first out here in the bottom of the 7th, and he goes down swinging.
Tough one for Dunn. We've seen Isaac Collins at least been able to, he's had a tough go at it at the plate as of late. Dunn and Collins both really, really solid defensively, and Valenzuela obviously very good defensively as well. But the difference is going to be the offense that any of those 3 guys can produce. And like you alluded to, Cam, it is early on, and we've seen, guys arrive on the Cape, produce at an astronomical rate, and then rapidly crash back to earth. So we'll see what Valenzuela normalizes to, but at the clip he's producing at, you'd be a fool not to put him in the starting lineup.
This is another guy who's had a hot start to his Gateman career. It's Ryan Kreidler, the 3rd baseman. Steps in and falls behind, no balls and a strike. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to the shortstop and flew out to center field. Takes that pitch outside, count evens at 1-1. So close the book on Phillips, who is 0 for 2 in that number 6 hole for the Gatemen tonight, now 0 for 3. Between Phillips and Dunn. The 1-1 home is going to be fisted foul. Off to the right and out of play, and Kreidler is now behind 1-2.
Criswell continues to pound the zone. 25th pitch of his outing coming up today, and he's thrown 19 strikes out of the 24 pitches he's thrown so far.
Has been incredibly efficient and looks to set down Kreidler, who chokes up a bit more on his bat. But this one will miss up high with the fastball, and the count now runs to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And 1 out, nobody on board for the Gatemen in the bottom half of the 7th. 2-2 is going to be skied to center. And it's going to be the right fielder, Bishop, coming on. And he will make the catch for out number 2. 2 men up and 2 men down so far here in the 7th. It's been a black hole at the bottom of the order tonight for the Gatemen. Hitters 5 through 9 actually do not have any hits between them. And none of them have reached base. So from Stott down, it has been tough sledding for the Gatemen, and that's why they see themselves with only 2 runs on the scoreboard, but leading 2-1. Pitch is going to clip the inside corner to Drew Millis. 2 outs and nobody aboard. The Gatemen catcher lined out to third base back in the 2nd inning and then flew out to right field in the 4th. Both of those batting right-handed. The lefty now will ground to second, and that's a 4-3 putout, and the drought continues for that part of the order. We head on to the 8th here at the Gatemen Baseball Network. It's Wareham 2 and Brewster 1.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli. At the intersection of Route 195 and 28, Wareham Crossing, home of Lowe's, Target, and Red Robin, is the sponsor of the Gatemen Intern Program. They help to provide a world-class internship experience in broadcasting, marketing, sports management, and baseball operations. Check out Wareham Crossing's schedule for this year's Summer Movie Night Series.
Make sure you sign your child up today for the Gatemen Robertson's GMC Youth Clinics. This year we have 5 one-week sessions for children 5 to 14. We also have 2 special sessions for hitting and pitching open to teens. Registration is available online at gatemen.org or through forms available at the merchandise booth. Make sure you sign your child up today for the Gatemen Robertson's GMC Youth Clinics. This year we have 5 one-week sessions for children 5 to 14. We also have 2 special sessions for hitting and pitching open to
Horne out there for his 4th inning of relief. And Drew Millis will relieve Luke Roscom to warm him up. 2-1 is the score. Wareham Gatemen ahead of the Brewster Whitecaps. As the Gatemen look to end a 2-game skid after losses at Bourne and at Orleans the past 2 nights. They have been clinging to this 2-1 lead most of the game. They went up 2-0 in the 3rd, and the Whitecaps answered back with a run in the 4th, and that's how the score has held since then. It's been good pitching from Easton Lucas and now Jared Horne, who have kept the door shut for the Whitecaps offense.
You know, like I said, been really impressed with Horne, especially coming in. It doesn't feel like a close game, so it feels like it kind of has been all Gatemen. But a low-scoring affair here, 2-1, as we enter the top of the 8th inning. But Horne has been solid. He's retired 6 of the 7 guys he's faced. He's gave up the double to Mike Massey, 4 strikeouts, and a couple ground ball putouts as well. But something I was going to mention before, Drew Millis bounced into a 4-3 putout. The Gatemen have gone 1-2-3 the last 4 innings in a row. They haven't had a base runner since Bryant Packard walked in the 3rd inning. They haven't had a hit since a Sahid Valenzuela double back in the 3rd inning.
Certainly been some struggles for them, and for Jeff Criswell it has been a great outing. to relieve Zach Thompson, who wasn't too shabby himself, gave up the homer, and then a run scored on an error. 1-1 is the count to Austin Lively, the leadoff, or excuse me, Chris Wright, the first baseman, a lefty. This pitch going to miss up high, so Horne now falls behind in the count. She has not done too much tonight, but it's 2 balls and a strike. Jared's mom, Denise, has been here for a few days now, so she gets to take in her son's best performance of the season. But Wright will lift this one to right field and past Valenzuela, who's playing him up the middle. And that will get in for a solid single to lead things off here in the top of the 8th.
Brewster got something going here, and here comes a more dangerous part of the lineup. More is their operative word here because Brewster has been solid. Not that the Gatemen have fared much better really here today. 5 hits for Brewster, 2 hits for Wareham, though. But the difference is Wareham has the 2-1 lead. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for Brewster. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Gatemen.
We head to the top of the order. Austin Lively, the third baseman from Seattle, will stand in as the throw over and not even sliding back is Chris Wright. Lively's 0 for 3 today. A couple of ground outs and a fly out to center. It's not batted since the 5th inning. Squares around to bunt this time, and it's going to get right to Horne, who comes off the mound and will field his position perfectly. But it's of the sacrifice variety, as Wright will move down to second base, and with 1 out, the Whitecaps, who are trailing by just 1, have that tying run in scoring position. That'll leave things for Ray Alejo, who has 1 of 2 that Horne faced back in the 6th inning. One out and a man on second. Here is the 1-0 home. That's going to find the outside part of the plate and will be a called strike. 1-1 now the count. Horne looks back, the 1-1 home. He's going to handcuff Millis in the dirt, but no offer on it was Alejo. He held up in time. As the count now runs in his favor, 2-1. Gatemen standing at 7-4 on the year, even after the 2-game losing streak. Brewster at 3-6-1. These teams are at opposite ends of the spectrum so far in the Cape League season. 2-1 is going to miss down low. So now the count runs to 3-1. The umpire will clear off home plate. You are listening to Wareham Gatemen Baseball here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Alongside me is Henrique DeMore. I'm Cameron Stewart.
Mist starting to become a little bit more of a prominent factor here, settling into more of a fog. This is the first, when they talk about fog outs on the Cape, and I'm sure you saw some last year, a little more. This is the first I've seen of it, though.
It's certainly starting to creep in here in the latter stages, and I don't know if we've ever seen a strike call later than that one. Alejo thought he had ball 4, had flung the bat. It was a couple of feet towards the first base bag when the strike was called. I don't think the home plate umpire was too keen on the selling of it before the call.
No, yeah, I think he just wasn't too happy about that because he was a third of the way up the line already.
So it stands at 3-2 with 1 out and a man at second base. New life for Jared Horne against Ray Alejo. Here's the full count offering. It's going to be bounced on the ground to short. Stott moving in on it. Will stop and fire on to first for the out. So that benefits Horne greatly as it's a ground out from Alejo, 6-3. Runner moves up to third, but now 2 gone in the frame. But not the man you want to see striding to the plate if you're the Gatemen.
No, not at all. Here comes Mike Massey. Wrong spot in the lineup card, but Grames, a dangerous hitter in his own right. There's a mound meeting is called right now, but Massey, 2 for 3 today. Double and a single. Was stranded both times, though. So the Brewster Whitecaps getting a little bit of small ball in here. It was Chris Wright who started things off with a single. Austin Lively pushed him over. They ruled that a sacrifice hit, so no official at bat for Lively. He's still technically 0 for 3. And Mike Massey is the batter now. With 2 outs, the tying run just 90 feet away. Ray Alejo with a productive at bat.
So the original meeting was between Horne, Millis, and the third baseman Kreidler. But now we are going to have the pitching coach out to the mound to discuss strategy. You can discuss investment strategy with Joe Crespi from Merrill Lynch, who sponsors this trip to the mound. So 2 outs, the man at third is Chris Wright, the first baseman. Not terrific wheels down there. And Mike Massey, the most dangerous hitter in their lineup, comes in. And Wright representing the tying run in the top of the 8th inning here from Spillane. So that mist, as Enrique mentioned, is starting to come back towards our press box, as it was pregame, but it let up by the time first pitch was thrown. Nothing too serious in terms of a downpour, but like you said, Enrique, the mist coming for a bit of fog as well, and it looks like we are going to see Horne have no part of Mike Massey. They're going to put him on with an intentional walk and first base open.
Yeah, I think that is a good idea. Massey's been hitting the ball pretty hard as of late, and Graham's 0 for 3, pair of strikeouts as well, one of them from Jared Horne. So I think this is the smart move, especially since anything hit out of the infield would score 1 anyway. But Mike Massey just not the guy you want to deal with right now, so Horne going to put him on. That'll set the table for Connor Grames.
And it will, and the danger isn't too far averted. He does lead the team in RBI, but as you mentioned, 0 for 3 tonight. So they will obviously take their chances with him. A force at second base, but not that that really matters with 2 outs. Runners at the corners. No signal intentional walk here in the Cape League. You got to throw all 4. So that'll set the stage for Grames. The sophomore from Xavier. Just a 200 average coming in today on the Cape League, but with 2 homers and 4 RBI. Horne looks in, gets his first sign to Grames, but will now step off. And he and Drew Millis will go through things again. Throw over to first. Massey is back in there well in time. Grames at Xavier this year, a .330 average with 10 homers, 27 RBI for the Musketeers. Now Horne will step off the mound once again, and this time will check to third and first, further prolonging that first offering to Grames. And another pickoff throw to first, and Massey once again is back in there. So nothing doing for Horne that time, but is keeping him honest over there at first base. Want to avoid the steal going down to second for the runner to come home. Now the first offering is a hard fastball up by the letters, and Grames a big cut and a miss. So the count will stand now at no balls and a strike.
I'm a fan of that pitch as the first offering after sitting there for goodness knows how long as Graham's, and probably just itching to swing the bat at something, trying to tie the game up for his team. Give him a high fastball. Another pickoff attempt. But going back to what you were saying, Cam, this really is just to keep him over at first, and because it's almost a free base down to second, because it requires an extremely coordinated defense to pull off the fake steal or, to gun him down at second and then save the run as well.
Next offering is going to miss. High once again, so count evens at a ball and a strike to the Brewster designated hitter today, who's gone down swinging twice. 1-1 home is going to be looped foul off to the right and out of play, so Now with 2 outs and 2 men aboard, Jared Horne is in front of Grames, 1-2.
And that breaking ball cut a little harder than we've seen the other breaking pitches from Horne. Horne, usually the breaking stuff from him loops a little more, but this one a little sharper cut up and into the right-hander Grames. Another pickoff attempt goes over to first. 1 strike away from getting out of the inning is Horne. See what he can do here.
It'd certainly be a great way to cap off his night. You would think this would be his last inning and maybe even his last hitter. He has been excellent tonight. The 1-2 is going to be shot-putted foul off to the right and out of play. So that's where the count will stay. For Horne in his 4th inning of relief, has not allowed one to come across, has only allowed 2 hits, and has struck out 4. Horne, a long look in, comes to the set, is 1-2 home again. Breaking ball that's going to hang up, and it's going to be flying out to center, and Hunter will move over to his right and will make the catch, leaving 2 Whitecaps aboard in the tying run at third base. So 2-1 is the score for the Gatemen. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, they're clinging to that lead. We are back here in the bottom of the 8th inning, experiencing some technical difficulties as Skylar Hunter was rung up on that last pitch. He actually elected they went around. It was a pretty tight call, but Hunter goes down via the strikeout in front of Jeremy Idens with 1 out, nobody on here in the 8th inning. Showing bunt, but pulls it back, and it is in there for a called strike. Idens is behind the count, 0-1. He is 0 for 3 today, has made a lot of work for Cameron Edens at shortstop. He lined out to him in the 1st and has grounded out to him in the 3rd and in the 5th. That pitch missing outside, so count stands at a ball and a strike to the Gatemen right fielder from UCLA. Here's the 1-1 home. Cut on and missed, and an elevated pitch above the belt of Idens, and he is now down in the count 1-2 as rain starts to come down a bit harder. May be upgrading from mist here in a moment. This one going to miss off the outside corner, a pitch that Criswell wanted, but is unable to get. It's been a great night for Criswell out of relief, has not allowed the Gatemen to score, and has kept it at 2-1, which has been the score since the 4th inning.
Yeah, the Gatemen offensively have been kind of hung out to dry here.
Idens is going to sky this one out to right center, and Bishop, avoiding what looks like a driving rain out there because of the lights, is able to reel it in for the 2nd out of the 8th inning. Certainly coming down harder than it has been the last few innings. It's starting to creep into our press box, as I mentioned last inning. So we've got paper towels. We're trying to salvage the technology.
We're about as ready as we could be with a roll of bounty. So we're making it work.
Do what we can here. Zahid Valenzuela will step in. 2 outs and no one aboard. That pitch just missing on the outer half. It looked like a very good-looking pitch. But Valenzuela takes it and will get the benefit as it is missing outside for ball 1. Valenzuela 2 for 3 today. Homered in the first, doubled in the third, and then flew out to left back in the fifth. He's ahead of the count against Criswell, 2-0. The 2 hits were both off of Zach Thompson, tonight's starter for Brewster out of Kentucky. Both runs were across when he was on the mound as well, as Valenzuela scored both of those. This pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, and Criswell trying to battle back. It's now a 2-1 count to the Gatemen second baseman. Two-one. Sing outside, so Valenzuela ahead of the count, 3-1. With nobody on board for the Gatemen and 2 outs, as the first 2 men were retired in the inning, Skylar Hunter and Jeremy Idens. Here's the 3-1 home to Valenzuela, up high, ball 4. Gateman second baseman finds himself on base, really only for the second time today, as the first inning he homered.
Yeah, so he did reach base, but it was a brief trip to the bases, probably about 20 seconds in length.
Just a cup of coffee with all 4 of them.
Yep.
And now Andrew Vaughn will step in with 2 outs and a man now on at first base. His time is called down the first base line, as Valenzuela will put on one of those lobster claws you see guys wearing all the time, base stealers usually. Don't want to jam their fingers sliding head first into the next base.
Mm-hmm.
First offering to Vaughn is going to be well up and away. Missing for ball 1, 1-0. Vaughn, in his final game as a member of the Gatemen, could be his final at-bat. He is 0 for 3 today. And there's going to be a meeting on the mound here between the pitching coach and catcher for Brewster. Criswell has not found himself in many sweaty situations for the Whitecaps today. Even right now, he walked a man, but there's still 2 outs in the inning. He's been incredibly efficient for Brewster.
Yeah, no, he really has, and he's thrown a lot of strikes. We harped on it in the early goings of things, and that will, in fact, be the end of the day for Mr. Criswell, as Brewster Whitecaps pitching coach Chip Dill, which is the best coach name I've ever heard, ever. Chip Dill decides that Criswell's day is done, so that'll make room for a new arm for the Whitecaps.
And so we are going to see a pitching change, as Enrique mentioned, from Spillane Field. We'll give you that new pitcher in just a moment. So we are back here at Spillane for the bottom of the 8th. Connor Grams, who is the designated hitter for the Whitecaps, will now come in to pitch. And our second DH pitcher switch in as many nights as we saw Lyle Lockhart do that for Wareham last night in New Orleans. Now Connor Grams for Brewster tonight.
Well, if this goes anything for Grams like it went for Lockhart yesterday, the Whitecaps are in for a world of hurt. A good part of the lineup to do it here for the Gatemen coming up.
A rare switch in the middle of a count. It was 1-0, but Graham's first pitch clips the outside corner for a called strike. And now it is 1-1 to the always dangerous Andrew Vaughn. And what could be his last at bat as a member of the Gatemen. Valenzuela leads off first. Pitch gets all the way to the backstop. No chance for Donovan. And moving down to second base is Valenzuela. Doesn't need to worry about sliding in head first with that lobster claw. He is in standing up. And another RBI opportunity for Vaughn, as Valenzuela will stand in scoring position with 2 men out.
And take it any way you can get it. With the weather and the cold starting to set in, and this game starting to drag here as the temperature drops and the rain starts to pick up. Take it any way you can get it. A 3-1 lead could be the difference here between winning and losing. You never know what the Whitecaps could sneak up with in their last ups in the top of the 9th inning.
And now with a runner at second, Donovan will come out to talk to Grams, maybe change up some of the signs.
That's the only other question I have, but I don't know where we're going to get another one.
2-1 is the count. 2 outs and a man on second.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know where you find one of these.
Here's the 2-1 home. This one's going to go right through the legs of the catcher Donovan, and we'll get to the backstop again. And Valenzuela has moved from first to third the easy way. A couple of balls by the catcher, and he stands 90 feet away, representing a crucial insurance run for the Gatemen here in the bottom of the 8th.
Especially because, I mean, we saw Jared Horne. It'll be interesting to see if he comes out for his 5th inning of work. We'll see exactly what happens shortly.
The 3-1 home will miss down low to Vaughn, and he will reach first base via a walk. And there are now runners at the corners with 2 gone in the Gatemen half of the 8th.
Bryant Packard will come up to bat here, 0 for 1, strikeout, but a pair of walks as well for the Gatemen cleanup hitter.
So he will try to keep things going in the 8th and bring home a 3rd run for the Gatemen tonight, as they are just holding on to a 2-1 lead, trying to end a 2-game losing streak. Extend the record to 8-4 on the Cape League season. But a lot of work yet to be done. First offering to Packard is going to run low and inside, and a backhanded pick there by Donovan may have saved a run there as Valenzuela was leading off of third. 1-0 is the count. Same spot, same result. Another nice backhanded pick by Donovan, and the count is now 2-0 in favor of Bryant Packard, who, as Enrique mentioned, is looking for his first hit tonight. A couple of walks and a strikeout to his name. It looks like it might have caught that inside corner. We are back up on our visual stream here. It's 3-0 is the count to Bryant Packard. And he's taking all the way, and this one is going to fall low and inside. The 3rd walk of the inning by Whitecaps pitching. 3rd walk of the night for Packard. 2nd issued by Grams in this frame, and they're all loaded up for Bryson Stott.
2 outs here, though. We'll see what the Gatemen can do. Just one good AB. One bounce-back AB here from Grams to end the Gatemen threat. This going the way of Lyle Lockhart Jr. last night. As Grams not having the best day, Chip Dill out there to talk to his pitcher.
And if Grams isn't having the best day, neither is Bryson Stott. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out, then grounded to first and then to short in the first, third, and sixth, respectively. Grams going to stick out there with 2 outs and the bases filled with Wareham Gatemen, and trying to extend a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 8th. And there's been no hits for the Gatemen after that number 2 hole in the lineup. And on deck, we saw Oliver Dunn pinch hit for Parker Phillips back in the 7th in the DH spot. Now Austin Shenton has grabbed a bat and is in the on-deck circle as this one misses again from Grams, and he is once again behind a Gatemen hitter 1-0.
It's tough to come into a game in any scenario, but the weather no doubt affecting it. Here's the rain, or the mist anyway, starting to just move a little quicker if nothing else.
1-0 is going to catch the very top of the strike zone for a called strike 1 on Stott, who was a little puzzled by the call.
Yeah, that's a good frame there by Donovan. You got to credit him.
1-1 the count with 2 gone here in the 8th. Here it is. This one's going to miss up high this time. Donovan's frame does not work this go around, and it's now Stott ahead of the count, 2-1. Stott, another one of those guys who we talk about probably looking at his last at-bat for the Gatemen. Vaughn, technically his last plate appearance, walked. He is at second. 2-1 home is going to be fisted to short. Eden will have to charge in on it. It's going to be a close play at first, but they are going to get him. And the Gatemen leave him loaded. Connor Grams bounces back. And it just had to stay at 2-1. That's our score as we head to the 9th inning here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The 80 Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit 80makepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
At E.L. Morse Lumber, commitment to the customer shines through in every aspect of their daily operations, including their competitive prices, complete product selection, and superior customer care. Visit E.L. Morse Lumber, located on Cranberry Highway in Wareham, for service with a personal touch.
Shop from home year-round on Gatemen.org. Customize your Gatemen gear from any device, anywhere. We offer a large selection of apparel and unique gifts 24/7, 365. Hard to find sizes, colors, and styles. Youth Clinic registration is also available. Visit us today and remember us for holiday gifts at Gatemen.org.
It's Jared Horne's night tonight. He comes back out for his 5th inning of relief to try and nail down the final 3 outs of this ball game. 2-1, the Gatemen lead the Brewster Whitecaps here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Alongside me is Henrique Demore. I'm Cameron Stewart on a misty, rainy, cold, raw night from Spillane Field in a game that has not featured a lot of offense. 2-1 has been the score since the 4th inning, and Jared Horne has been a big reason why.
Yeah, I've been really, really impressed with Horne. I think if the result holds, he gets your player of the game. Maybe Valenzuela as well, but Horne, just given the previous stats that he's overcome, I mean, he was not great in his first 2 appearances for Wareham, but he's been absolutely lights out here against Brewster today. Through a long stretch. This is his longest outing of the year by far. If he finishes up this, it'll be 4 innings of scoreless work for Horne. Really, really impressive stuff. 4 strikeouts as well for him.
Hunter Bishop is the first guy he faces here in the 9th. 1-1 is the count. This one going to miss outside, so Bishop ahead of the count, 2-1. He's had a tough day at the plate for himself, 0 for 3. A couple of flyouts to the right side, to second base in the 2nd, to right field in the 4th, and struck out to end the 6th, leaving a man stranded. But he is ahead of the count here against Horne, 3 balls and 1 strike. Joe Donovan, the catcher, waits on deck. (3-1). Misses up high, and in this crucial 9th inning, it's a leadoff walk delivered by Jared Horne, and down to first base goes Hunter Bishop.
Well, if he keeps that breaking ball low, he's gotten some weak contact today throughout the day. But if he keeps that breaking ball low, he could get the best case scenario here, get a double play ball, and erase Bishop at first base.
And it's Joe Donovan, the catcher, who will stand in now, the right-handed hitting Michigan Wolverine, has the tying run at first base with nobody out here in the 9th. Squares around to bunt. Pitch runs up high from Horne once again. 4-1, and we're going to have a meeting between Kreidler and the catcher Millis and Horne.
Yeah, definitely just a square away bunt defense here.
So 1-0 the count. We'll see if Donovan shows bunt once again. He steps back up to the plate, had to receive some coaching down there at the Brewster dugout. (1-0 count, squares to bunt again, and it misses up high once again. So Horne, coming into the 9th, has lost the strike zone. He walks the first man, and now Donovan, just trying to get down a sacrifice bunt, finds himself in a hitter's count, 2-0. Let's see if the sacrifice is still on.
Big opportunity here for Donovan. I imagine they just let him swing away at this point.
Here's the 2-0. He does square again. It's going to be down the third base line and foul, where Kreidler will retrieve it. So he does stick with the bunt and now gets a strike on him the easy way if you're Jared Horne. 2-1 the count.
We've seen Brewster play small ball, or at least attempt to play small ball, all day here today. So I guess continuing the recipe today for Brewster.
2-1 home, squares again, runs up high again. So Horne unable to find the strike zone on a weak hitting catcher, just trying to bunt the next man on. 3-1 is the count.
Donovan 0 for 3 today. Did hit a ball hard back in the 5th inning. A shot over to Kreidler that he had to lay out to grab. But other than that, some pretty weak contact from the catcher.
There is some action in the Gatemen bullpen, and the man looks ready on another square around. Another pitch misses up high, and that will be a walk, the second of the inning. And the tying and go-ahead runs are on base for the Whitecaps here in the 9th. Dominic Canzoni, the Ohio State Buckeye, will step up to the plate now as the lower third of the lineup comes up for the Gatemen. And we are going to have a meeting at the mound. We'll wait to see if this is just Jim Lawler discussing strategy or if we will have a pitching change. Right now we are going to have a pinch runner go out for the Whitecaps as well. And we are going to see a pitching change. So we will give you the new pitcher for the Gatemen when we come back here on what is becoming an exciting 9th inning in a 2-1 ball game here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Mezzaluna is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serves Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod, so even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. Stores located in Falmouth, Mashpee, Woods Hole, Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven. From beach day to every day, Soft as a Grape has you covered.
Whatever your goals may be, Joe Crespi and the Merrill Lynch of Taunton will work with you to develop a customized financial strategy designed to help you pursue what's important to you. Managing your wealth and listening to you is their top priority.
So we do have a pitching change here from Spillane, brought to you by the Bay Point Country Club, Onset's 18-hole championship golf course. With a driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day, and always welcome to the public. So get to the point. Ryan Stoudemire will be the man coming on. The hulking right-hander from Charleston Southern will try to shut the door. And what is a 2-1 ball game, but with nobody out here in the ninth, the Whitecaps have put the first two guys on base, both via the walk, and both of those are Jared Horne's responsibility. Gage Workman will come on to run at first for Joe Donovan, the catcher, for Brewster. And now standing in is Dominic Canzoni, who does have one of the few hits for the Whitecaps tonight. He singled all the way back in the 5th inning. He's also struck out and grounded out to third base.
Interesting spot for Stoudemire, to come up in here. 4th appearance of the year. Last featured in that 9-0 win over Hyannis. That one gets away from the catcher, Millis. Both runners are going to advance. A weak throw down to second made. And with one swing of the bat, Brewster can take the lead.
And things are just getting uglier and uglier here for the Gatemen bullpen that imploded last night. Looking to avoid doing the same tonight, but it is going to be all kinds of tough. That was just a pitch that Millis couldn't handle once again on a guy just trying to bunt the runners along, and now they don't even have to do that, as both of them are in scoring position with nobody out.
Well, now you got no choice. I mean, can swing away here, and like you said, went from bad to worse. Infield in for the Gatemen, trying to save the game on a ground ball.
Stoudemire comes to the set. This is going to be lifted out to left field. It's Hunter who will come in to grab it, taking it from the stronger arm, and Packard. The throw to the plate is going to be cut off, and a sacrifice fly ties the ball game. A gut punch of an inning for the Gatemen that is far from over. That's the first out. And what was a 2-1 ball game since the 4th is now 2-2 in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, gut punch of an inning is right. I mean, that is just deflating. That run going to be charged to Jared Horne. That's a bummer. I mean, he was working so well through the first 3 innings of work. To start his 4th, he couldn't get it going. And now over there at second, the pinch runner, Gage Workman, who pinch ran for Joe Donovan, he sits at second.
So the Whitecaps, who rallied to win in walk-off fashion last night in the 9th inning, have come back to tie it here in the 9th at Spillane Field. The damage still not yet done, it appears, as Cameron Edens will step up. Runner at second representing the go-ahead run. The 0-1 home will miss down low. Count evens at a ball and a strike. And for the Gatemen in their last 3 games, after their at-bats in the 7th, tied on Thursday, tied on Friday, and ahead here on Saturday night. And looking to avoid 0-3 in that span as Edens will ground it to third. Kreidler gobbles it up, looks down the runner, and then throws on to first for out number 2.
Big put out. Yeah, no, sorry, Cam. I mean, there's a big put out. As Kreidler fires it across the diamond, Chris Wright now the batter. He's 1 for 2. See what the Gatemen can do in the bottom of the 9th.
And they hope that it is just a tie ball game. Chris Wright, though, will try to knock in Gage Workman, the pinch runner. As now everything looks a lot more clouded after that wild pitch that allowed the runners to move up the first pitch that Stoudemire threw. As that one's going to be on the corner for a called strike. Might still be looking at a 2-1 ball game and the potential final out of it right now, but instead it's 2-2 with 2 outs in the 9th and a man at second base and an 0-1 count. This one going to miss off the plate, and Drew Millis, not liking what he sees, comes out to talk to Stoudemire once again.
It's about not giving away free passes, whether that's base on balls, hit by pitch, fielding mistakes, or even it's just throwing strikes. Right, if you throw strikes 9 times out of 10, good things will happen. You can just locate well.
Gatemen pitching have missed the mark a few times this inning, a couple of walks to lead things off for Jared Horne in the 9th. One of those 2 runners has already come in to score, another one standing in scoring position. But then again, Ryan Stoudemire is also 1 pitch from getting out of it, as that one is fouled off to the right and out of play by Chris Wright, trying to set down the number 9 man and send us into the bottom of the 9th in a 2-2 deadlock. Stoudemire looks in, the 1-2 to be on the ground, and a little bit of a dive there from Bryson Stott, and the throw over to first will end the inning. But the damage done. The Whitecaps, with a sacrifice fly, will tie the game in the 9th inning, and we go to the bottom half for the Gatemen looking to walk things off and avoid a 3rd straight loss. 2-2 here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
Folks, after the game, be sure to visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
Get Gatemen gear.
Learning
Check
at
out the
Curry
latest
College
styles and
extends
colors of your
beyond the
favorite
classroom
Gatemen
and
apparel. Also in stock, a large selection of Cape League items, including tickets to
Learning
the
at
All-Star
Curry
game.
College
Test
extends
your pitching
beyond the
speed and pick up a
classroom and is
souvenir ball.
embedded in
Folks,
All
after
at our
the game, be
merchandise
sure to
booth.
visit El
Curry prepares
Mariachi on
students
Main
to
Street
engage
for
in
the best
successful
Mexican
careers
food in
and active
Wareham.
citizenship
The
with a
cantina
global
provides a
perspective.
delicious late-night
Explore
snack
undergraduate
accompanied by
majors,
fun
minors,
cocktails.
and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
Stop by.
Get Gatemen gear. Check out the latest styles and colors of your favorite Gatemen apparel.
The best
Also in
Mexican
stock,
food in
a large
Wareham.
selection of Cape
The
League items,
cantina
including
provides
tickets to the
delicious
All-Star
late-night
game.
snacks
Test your pitching
accompanied
speed
by
and
fun
pick up a
cocktails.
souvenir ball. All
Explore
at our merchandise
undergraduate
booth.
majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
It's to the bottom of the 9th we go here from Spillane Field in Wareham. Gatemen now all tied up with the Whitecaps. And we have a couple of defensive changes for the Whitecaps. Coming in to catch is now the Stanford Cardinal, number 17, Christian Malfetta. And the new pitcher is Carson Coleman, the second arm of the day, featured from the University of Kentucky for the Whitecaps. Coleman has featured in the game this year. Just a couple nights ago at Orleans on June 21st, pitched 2 shutout innings with a couple of strikeouts. And in 20 appearances with the Wildcats this year, he was 3-0 with an ERA of 3.15 and 32 strikeouts in just 20 innings pitched, and opponents hitting a measly 183 against Coleman. And for the Gatemen, he will get hitters 6 through 8, but not maybe your conventional 6 through 8, as we do have a pinch hitter. Austin Shenton will lead off things here in the 9th, getting a rare off day, just the second game he has missed all year. But he has been a mainstay and probably the best hitter in the lineup for the Gatemen all year. And with the game on the line here, a 2-2 ball game, he will be the guy who will get things started for the Gatemen in their half of the 9th.
Like the sound of this, though. Austin Shenton, Ryan Kreidler, and Drew Millis has a hard hit ball despite being 0 for 3 today.
A lot of those guys in the Gatemen lineup with offers. In fact, Sahid Valenzuela is the only man with a hit tonight for Wareham. A homer in the first, a double in the third, and no hits for the Gatemen since then. try to bring home the winning run in this frame. First pitch from Coleman is going to miss outside to Shenton, ball 1. This is in what was Parker Phillips' spot to start the game. He was 0 for 2, and then Oliver Dunn came on to pinch hit. He struck out back in the 7th inning. And now Austin Shenton will be the third man to bat in that 6 hole. He's ahead of the count 2-0. 2-0 is going to miss up high. And the first 3 miss from Carson Coleman. And it's 3-0 to Shenton.
Coleman, like you said, from the University of Kentucky, redshirt freshman. 2017, an injury-riddled season, and he just redshirted it.
This one taking all the way is Shenton and just catching a piece of the outside corner for a called strike, 3-1. Three-one home. This one going to miss outside. No late call this time, and Shenton will trot down to first base with a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 9th.
You know, if it's the weather or the cold, I mean, I guess the cold is part of the weather, but the rain or the cold is what the pitchers seem to be having a hard time finding the zone on both sides. Ryan Kreidler trying to capitalize on things. The game-winning run at first base with nobody out. Kreidler, despite no for today, has had a torrid start to the season.
And the walk drawn by Shenton, his night is done. Isaac Collins will be pinch running for him at first base, so the 4th man we'll see rotated into that position tonight. Obviously started as Parker Phillips with the DH, so a lot easier to sub those all in. No defensive assignments.
And it was Isaac Collins who scored the walk-off run in a 3-2 win over Harwich. And he could be the one to score the walk-off run in a 3-2 win over Brewster here. And he's a speedster. He's a really intelligent base runner. I like this substitution.
Squaring around to bunt as Kreidler pulls it back, but that pitch is going to catch the top of the strike zone for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Expecting that bunt was lively. The third baseman, he was in on the grass. Takes a step back now. Kreidler chokes up, 0-1, going to turn around again, and this one's going to find the strike zone again. So, unlike the attempts for the Whitecaps to bunt, this one favoring the pitcher Coleman, and Kreidler is down 0-2. Got to believe it's taken off now, isn't it, Henrique?
Yeah, I would imagine so. Let him swing away. Kreidler has proven that he can do some damage with the bat in a conventional way. I say let him do that.
Now let's see, the 0-2 home is going to miss up and away. A tough take for Kreidler, but he is able to hold back on the fastball that runs the count to 1-2. Here's the 1-2, cut on and missed, and Kreidler goes down swinging, unable to get the bunt down, a crucial first out here in the 9th.
That's tough. It seems like whatever yips, whatever discomfort Coleman is working through in the at-bat against Shenton, clearly not affecting him now.
Now he will try and continue against Drew Millis, the catcher, switch hitter batting left. He is 0 for 3 tonight. His name is not Sahid Valenzuela. He's 0 for the Gatemen. Couple of flyouts to third base and to right field. A ground out to second his last time up. Takes this one on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. As we mentioned earlier, we're the only game on the Cape tonight. All the others getting rained out before first pitch, but we have stuck it through here at Spillane Field tonight. Broken bat, it sounded like, and it's going to be the right fielder, Bishop, coming on. And he will make the catch for out number 2. Millis is retired.
Do you think this game will go in extra innings? Do you think they'll just call it?
Certainly waits to be seen. For the sake of our laptops, you know what, I'm not going to finish that. I'm not going to finish that, Enrico.
Yeah. It's one of those taboos, right?
Skylar Hunter, the number 9 man, will step in. 2 outs, and the potential winning run is all the way at first base. This pitch going to catch the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. And with a cold, rainy night like tonight, that strike zone has expanded for both teams, but it has seemed to victimize the Gatemen a few times already in this inning. Coleman's 0-1 home. That's a good pitch that catches the outside corner for sure, and they called strike 2.
Heck of a pitch, heck of a spot from Molfetta as well. Good pitch calling from the backstop for the Brewster Whitecaps today.
Collins leads off of first. There's a big hole with Wright holding him on. For the left-handed hitting Hunter, 0-2 on the outside corner, but cut on and missed for strike 3. Looks like we got some free baseball coming our way. 2-2 the score here on the Gatemen Baseball Network at the end of 9.
Are you hungry? Visit the concession stand for some new menu items. Try fried dough, chicken fingers, or French fries along with your regular favorites, hot dogs, burgers, cold drinks, and ice cream. Proceeds from the concession stand support the Gatemen and the Wareham High DECA program. Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Coastal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Coastal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Coastal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings to boats.
We have got extras here in Wareham. 2-2 the score between the Gatemen and the Brewster Whitecaps. We went almost 5 full innings without any runs pushed across, but Brewster was able to get one home via a sacrifice fly in the top of the 9th to tie things up. A shattered bat, but a ball back to Stoudemire, and he will underhand to first for the out. The bat absolutely exploding on Lively there. But Ryan Stoudemire out for his 2nd inning of work. We'll retire him for out number 1.
Now batting the center fielder from UCF.
Ray Alejo will step up.
Ray Alejo.
With 1 out here in the 10th inning. Alejo is 1 for 4 today. He doubled all the way back in the 4th inning. A couple of strikeouts tonight as well. Takes this pitch off the plate for ball 1, 1-0. No home to him is going to be down low in the dirt and outside. So it's 2 balls and no strikes in Alejo's favor. This one going to clip the outside corner for strike 1, 2-1. Not seen a lot of hard hit balls tonight. The hardest certainly, unequivocally, came all the way back in the 1st inning. The Sahid Valenzuela line drive homer. Put the Gatemen out on top, as this one is going to be fouled off by the Gatemen dugout, and it's 2-2 now the count. Seems like ages ago that Valenzuela hit that home run.
And the cold starting to affect the bats and the fans. You see some bodies starting to trickle out of here. That's Blaine Field.
This one going to be socked over to shortstop. Stott will move over to his left, and will throw on to retire Alejo, who was up in the count 2-0, but Stoudemire able to battle back and retire him for the 2nd out of the 10th inning.
Yeah, credit Stoudemire. Was able to bounce back really well. And he actually worked through his half of the ninth. I guess technically he got the entire ninth because he registered all 3 outs. Actually pretty effectively. I've been impressed with Stoudemire. It's just a bummer that Jared Horne's a great night. Got spoiled by a couple of walks. Ended up coming around to score for Brewster.
Now Mike Massey will see this pitch miss for ball 1. And this one going to be on the ground to second. Saheed Valenzuela will gobble it up and throw on to first for the final out of the top half of the 10th. We go to the Gatemen half, trying to walk it off here in a 2-2 ball game.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway. Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
And as we go to the bottom of the 10th, the Brewster Whitecaps have made a change on the mound. Andrew Schultz, the Tennessee Volunteer, will come on. He's appeared in 2 games. His own 0-1 record and a 3.37 ERA, and has struck out 6 in just 2 2/3 innings pitched, but has also issued 3 walks. And he will come on after Brewster is unable to push anything across in the top of the 10th, so we remain in a 2-2 deadlock. And for the Gatemen, it'll be the top of the order, 1, 2, 3. Jeremy Iden, Saheed Valenzuela, and Andrew Vaughn expected in the inning.
I like the sound of that. If these 3 guys can't get it done in the 10th, then I don't know. The Whitecaps might deserve to walk away with this one. This is a really dangerous part of the lineup coming up for Wareham. Against a guy who's a fresh arm. Might be a little tougher, but it could come back to backfire. But like you said, the number's not too bad for Schultz.
And I must say, of all our time here on the Cape, Andrew Schultz unequivocally has the best birthday of them all. July 31st, 1997 for the rising senior from Loudon, Tennessee.
Is that someone you know's birthday?
It might be.
Okay.
Might be. First offering to Idens is going to miss up and away for ball 1. Idens, one of the many offers, 8 to be exact, in the Gatemen lineup. Not including the pinch hitters would make it 10, as this one is down low. Idens is 0 for 4 tonight. A couple of groundouts to shortstop, a liner to shortstop, and a fly out to right field. Offering to him is going to miss low and in for a ball. 3-0 now the count to the Gatemen leadoff man. Rio is going to be pounded in there for a strike. 3-1. Taking all the way was Idens, and Schultz able to get that fastball over for the strike. 3-1, going to be on the ground. A tough hop for Edens, but he takes it in stride, and a long throw over, and he is going to get Idens with a nifty play for the first out in the bottom of the 10th.
Tough. Jeremy Idens moving to 0 for 5 today. He has bounced out or had some type of out to Eden at second, or at short, I should say, 4 times today. Also a fly out. Out to Hunter Bishop in right field. Here comes Saheed Valenzuela, followed by Andrew Vaughn. Like I said, I think if the Gatemen walk it off, these are the 2 guys that do it.
Yeah, if you want anyone up in your lineup, it's Certainly Sahid Valenzuela, the only man with a hit today for the Gatemen. He's got 2. And of course, Andrew Vaughn on deck can strike at any moment. First pitch is going to catch the top of the strike zone to the Wareham second baseman for a called strike 1. We will go through 12 full, weather permitting, before a tie. Of course, there was speculation because of the rain coming down. But that pitch missing outside for ball 1, 1-1 with 1 out, nobody on base. This pitch going to fall outside, and holding up is Valenzuela, so he's ahead of the count 2-1. Up in the letters of Valenzuela, who finds himself in a real hitter's count, 3 balls and 1 strike. He is 2 for 3 today. Home run, double, flew out to left and then walked back in the 8th inning. Here's the 3-1 home to him. He is going to swing and miss, and the bat goes flying out of his hands. Rain has been coming down most of the night in some capacity, and he throws that one right into the on-deck circle, and we'll make sure that stays on this time. Some warm-up tosses for Andrew Schultz here in the bottom of the 10th inning. 1 out, nobody aboard for the Gatemen in a 2-2 tie, and a full count to their second baseman, Sahid Valenzuela. Schultz looks in, the payoff pitch on the ground in front of home plate, doesn't touch anyone, or now they're saying it does. It took an odd bounce apparently off of Valenzuela, but that was a very late foul call by the home plate umpire, as Valenzuela was going to make his way to first base easily on that play.
Yeah, Valenzuela, a lot of speed, obviously. That would have been fortuitous for the Gatemen. But Valenzuela, with the only 2 hits today for Wareham, could be a blessing in disguise, or at least that's the optimist view of the situation.
Even without a runner at first, there's a big hole between first and second, as Chris Wright is playing right behind the bag, protecting that line and protecting extra bases. The 3-2 once again to Valenzuela, and he will foul it off once again, this time a little more obviously, as he'll sky it off to the left and out of play. Valenzuela, a guy who made his first start with the team last night, was just activated onto the roster on Friday afternoon. Payoff pitch once again, outside, ball 4, and Valenzuela has found his way, quote-unquote, on base for the 4th time today, and the 2nd time via the free pass.
There we go. Now up to Andrew Vaughn in his last home at-bat, definitely. Maybe his last at-bat as a Gateman. I mean, you feel like for a kid like this, whose story is only just beginning, wouldn't this be one awesome chapter to pen in it?
Would be Ted Williams-esque for sure. Trying to homer in his final at-bat at home. He's done so a few times this year. 4 homers, 11 RBI. Has indirectly driven in a run, if you will, earlier in the game, way back in the 3rd inning. Reached on an error, and Valenzuela scored on the play. Valenzuela obviously has scored the only 2 runs for Wareham tonight. First pitch to him is going to be up by the letters, missing inside for ball 1. Time is going to be called here. Everyone takes a breath. Waiting the 1-0 pitch to Andrew Vaughn. Here it is. Up and away once again. Trying to pitch around the Wareham first baseman from Cal, and Can't really blame him, but the count runs to 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 is going to come inside, and it is going to Nick Vaughn on the left shoulder, who is visibly upset he didn't get a chance to win the ball game. But he will head down to first base and keep this thing alive. Runners at first and second for Bryant Packard with 1 out in the bottom of the 10th.
Bryant Packard 0 for 1 today. Strikeout, 3 walks to his name. Has been stranded at first base all of those times. And Zahid Valenzuela, the only guy who has scored or gotten a hit today. But I'll tell you something. I mean, I still believe the Gatemen all in all are the best team in the Cape Cod League, but you cannot have the offense run through one guy, especially not against a pitching staff like Brewster, and still expect to rattle off wins like they have been.
Packard, swing on the first pitch. Will bounce it foul into the on-deck circle for the Whitecaps. And he's behind the count 0-1.
Well, the 1 out here in a man in scoring position. Life gets a little bit easier, but as we've seen, even back in the 8th when the Gatemen left them loaded, runs have come at a premium today.
0-1 home is going to catch the bottom of the strike zone for strike 2. It's 0-2. Packard has a walk-off this year, but that came via the sacrifice fly in the home opener against Harwich. This one he's going to bounce through the hole in the right side, base hit. They're going to send Valenzuela to the plate. Here comes Bishop's throw. It's offline, and the Gatemen win it in extras. Bryant Packard comes through with his second walk-off of the year, and it's a 3-2 winner and a Gatorade bath for Bryant Packard. Brewster battles back, sends it to extras, but the Gatemen avoid the 3-game losing streak and win it 3-2 over the Whitecaps.
What a win for the Gatemen. But the prevailing emotion, I think, right now is thank goodness.
A cold, raining night and a game that seemed to last forever. Bottom of the 10th, the first hit of the game by a Gateman not named Zahid Valenzuela is delivered by Bryant Packard in walk-off fashion. And if they weren't holding a runner at first, we might still be playing here, Henrique. But nonetheless, that's baseball. We go through the winning lines here. We are going to have our post-game in just a moment. We want to thank you for listening to this broadcast of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. The general manager of the Wareham Gatemen is Andrew Lang. The producers of today's broadcast are Trevor Russo and Cam Gonzalez. Our sideline reporter is Mary Orders. Thanks to our writer Ian Becerra and today's host, J.D. Rachi. The next broadcast of Wareham Gatemen Baseball will be tomorrow, as the Gatemen will travel to YD to face the Red Sox for a doubleheader. The first pitch is at 2:30. Our coverage will begin with the Gatemen pregame live at about 2 o'clock. For Henrique Demore, I'm Cameron Stewart. Thanks for tuning in to this presentation of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. And be sure to stay tuned for our post-game show. Check that out. Once again, a 3-2 victory for the Gatemen tonight over the Brewster Whitecaps. Good night, Wareham.